Hello everyone, welcome back to Die Party Void Barons, a weekly foray into the unknown, the deepest of darkest places fingers can possibly reach.
E.T.
Oh,
Strange
E.T.'s got such a long
move.
finger, that would really hurt.
Whoa, I did not need to know that. Anyways, guys, we're back. I'm super excited to be back in this game. Let's go around and introduce all of our silly space people. First silly space person is none other than the man who invented space himself, Eugenius. How you doing, man?
Well, it was a busy Saturday, but I knocked it out, before dinner.
Accidental planned pregnancy?
Oh, well, of course, obviously. Do you think I'm going to do anything, intentionally?
No, I get
Hi,
it.
everybody. I'm Eugene. I play admin. If you haven't figured that out, you haven't really been paying attention. Oh. Anyway, yeah, been a week since our last playthrough, because that's how this works. And not much has been going on in Eugene land. Haven't streamed as much as I would have liked because the social commitments, Mother's Day and the like. But yeah, I got a little bit of For the King in, picked up the Surge. I'm looking forward to it. Everybody I've talked to has said that it is the bomb diggity. So
Well,
I'm
that's
not
good, considering that these guys made Lords of the Fallen, which, in my opinion, was a good effort. Very thematic, very dripping with, the right stuff, aside from the fact that the game was, like...
Yeah, it was a game that was pretty to look at and was real close to being something. It just didn't make it. So I'm looking to get into this. I won't talk about it too much because I know Floof is this is Floof's thing, and I'm not going to steal his thunder. But yeah, that's me.
So the next space person that we need to talk about invented dual sexuality. It's none other than Tuxedomus. Hi, sir.
What?
How you doing?
Yep, that's right.
Tells me these things.
Yep. Well, I thought you picked up my autobiography. It's in there. It's like the second chapter.
It's called The Feather in the Axe Wound by Tuxedomus.
You can pick it up at Barnes and Noble, not Borders because they're dead. Bookstore near you.
When are you going to release the soft copy? Because I got the hard copy, and frankly,
Oh no, there's only ever hard copies.
Yeah, okay.
Because you had the hard copy for more than 4 hours.
For travel, I mean, it's literally like that thick.
Look,
Well,
I'm gonna wait until Stephen Fry does the audio novel.
No, it's not Stephen Fry. It's whoever.
Alan Tudyk.
No, it's the guy who does the Iago voice. What's his name? Wilbur Godfrey. Yeah, that's who.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh man,
Gilbert Godfrey reads 50 Shades of Grey.
It's me,
Yep.
Wilbur Godfrey.
Gilbert Godfrrey.
Gilbert Godfrey.
No, that's my brother. I'm the
Yep.
half-witted retarded one. I was cheaper.
Whoa, that's uncomfortable.
Whoa!
Oh man. So yeah, I'm Tux. I'm here.
Deal with
Not deal with it. Not too much has happened. I picked up Prey, and I'm going to get into that soonish, so that'll be cool. As I've heard from these fine people, it's very good, so I'm looking forward to that.
Prey is. So I've already got a list of my top 10 games because this year we're going to make a thing.
A thing?
Like end of the year board game bearded bro stuff. We started it last year. It was pretty good. I want to bring in a top 10 this year, so I'm making a list already.
Oh, cool.
Video
Prey?
games?
Yeah, Prey is up the top. Prey is sitting right there. And it's a mix up between Neo and Prey right now. Neo was
Cool.
so fucking good, and Prey is just like, oh yes, give me that, daddy. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing that. Besides that, not too much for me. So yeah, looking for. I can't wait to tell our captain what happened last time.
Let's go to eat. The next space person that need to talk about invented hair maintenance. Let's talk to Floof Knight. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing really well. Ironic on how I was actually very busy this weekend.
Oh.
I had to go. I went to Mother's Day lunch, obviously. But it was disguised as Mother's Day's lunch, but it was really wedding day planning talks with my sister and the soon-to-be brother-in-law. I got tricked, bamboozled.
Come on, come on, Floof Knight. There's gonna be like steaks and stuff. You're like, well, you had me at lunch.
Did you get cake?
No, I was offered cake though.
Okay, there's only one part of wedding planning that is worthwhile, and that is cake.
And
Cake
eating
testing,
eating all those little foods that they like. Would you like to try the
not even.
spinach one?
We weren't even doing the fun stuff. They were just talking about like, okay, this is what they're basically telling me like this is what we're planning to do because they're informing my mother about it. And then they said the guys are gonna be wearing shirts with no jackets. I'm like, I need a jacket. It's got to cover up my belly, the floofy belly. I need the jacket.
And my
like,
pit stains. I'm gonna get real stressed up there.
it's going to be in the middle of September. Like whoa, you're not thinking of us here. But yeah, other than that, I've been doing after that I started doing my Liger build. He's almost done. Those who care.
Nice.
He's almost done, and then after that, I'm going to be doing my first master grade.
Nice.
Those in the know care, but other than that, I've been playing the Surge as of yesterday.
I haven't master graded in a while, man. Like,
it takes a little bit longer to master grade, but once you do it, it just looks way better at the end.
Nice.
Yeah, but the Surge, as those who know, recently this year it became a hardcore fan of Dark Souls. After I did the franchise playthrough. Now, the difference between this game, between the Surge and Dark Souls, is this game, the combat is a lot more meaningful per enemy. There's not enemies that you just cleave through and you just move on to get to the boss. Each enemy has their own patterns and styles and weaknesses based mostly on what weapon they're using and what weapon you're using. And you can change out your kit and stuff. I won't get too deep into it. It's very technical. But if I were to compare to Dark Souls is a 10. This game is a solid contender of like 9.5. This game is
which
fantastic.
Dark Souls?
1.
Interesting. So it has, like, from what I saw, it just seems like the problem that a lot of people are missing out on is like there's no verticality to it, or there's no like the world is interconnected, but it's not interconnected in the right way. There's like trains and shit that you take that takes you away from like the main missions or the main areas and stuff like that to another areas, and like it seems like fundamentally it's a solid package, but it doesn't seem like it's lightning in a bottle that Dark Souls was, which they're trying to ultimately capture. But I'm more than happy to play a Dark Souls game or Dark Souls style game that is different in theme and stuff. I mean, it's been proven to be done since they did Bloodborne.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. I'm supposed to compare it to Bloodborne, but since I haven't played Bloodborne, I can't. But I get what they're saying. It's not so much as it feels like an expansive world that you're slowly working your way through. It's more like this section is your level you're at. And then once you beat the boss here, you go to a new section.
All right, question. How much does it feel like a Bruce Willis movie?
The cinematic part and like the conversation part feels very, very Bruce Willis-y because your character is kind of like, he's like, yeah, fine, I can go do that, I guess. He's very
Give
like,
me a gun, point me at the terrorist.
Yeah, it's very like, I could take care of that. I'll do that or whatever.
Hans.
Yeah. I would say that the combat is more Dark Souls 1-esque because your animations are very slow.
Good.
I'm not gonna lie. I just had a very mental image of Bruce Willis ripping off arms from Hans and then just slapping him on like double slap people.
If anyone can play a rogue trader in a movie, it's Bruce Willis.
Nah, he's not like a rogue trader. Like Han Solo's like a rogue trader, right? Bruce Willis would be like his.
You haven't seen Fifth Element, man. Come on.
What's the
Yeah, I have.
What's the name of the guy who played M. Bison in the Street Fighter? I know he's dead, but what's
Oh
the
right, yeah, that guy. That guy's a rogue.
Raul Julia?
He's a rogue. Sorry.
Raul Julia?
Yeah. He was
Something
also.
You mean the one that was like a really famous actor, but then did a Street Fighter movie and died, and that was his last movie?
Yeah, Raul Julia.
He was Gomez Adams as well.
Okay.
He's
For
a rogue
you,
trader.
the day Bison came to your
Fine,
village, was the
fine.
worst day of your life. For Bison, it was Tuesday.
I tell you what, he can play. Bruce Willis can play Harmony in the Rogue Trader movie.
He could. Yeah.
That's a total miscast.
Yeah.
No, have you seen him
He
play
could
the guy when he's pretending to be gay in the Jackal?
Yeah,
No,
no,
I've seen
he's
him play it
fucking.
like that.
He has some depth, but
He's got
in
some-
his
He's got
later-
range. The man's got range.
In his
I
later
want
in his
Bursum.
later life, he's just basically like, well, I'll just play John McClane over and over again in different movies, like that's pretty much all he's been doing lately. So.
I want Mercer
That's
played
what
by Kevin
directors keep
Spacey.
asking him to
personally.
do, though.
Who's
I
gonna
think-
play Merson?
Mersum's a decent call. I think. I think the most Bruce Willis character we've encountered so far, is probably Claw Chopper.
You know what? I think Adonai.
But we
needs
would
to be-
No,
probably-
Claw Chopper has to be that guy who plays Mountain on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's the thing. You wouldn't cast Claw Chopper based on
Yeah.
So
acting. You would base
Adonai-
it on the
Adonai's
biggest actor you
character-
can find.
Adonai's character has to be Chris Pratt. Like,
No.
yeah.
I mean, I don't
can
think it's
see
a
it.
great cast, but I'll take it.
He's like, come on, like, think Chris Pratt from Jurassic Park more than Chris Pratt from Star Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I see. Whenever I think Chris Pratt, I always think Parks and Rec first. To be entirely honest.
Honestly, Chris Pratt would probably be the best cast for Harmony. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I really.
I
really
don't see
think.
Chris Pratt walking around talking about sodomizing people all day. You know?
He has walked around talking about sodomizing people.
Anyway, let's move on. The next space person that we need to introduce is, a floating brain in a jar, Dr. Wreckage.
That's the other game. Hi, everybody. I am selling a house. I'm still doing that. Then I'll move into a place. That'll be great. I've been playing 2 games in the last week that are both amazing. The first game I want to talk about is Dead Cells. It is the hip roguelike of the season.
Yeah,
I
I think I've purchased that game actually.
Every season there's a roguelike that really does. It's a good roguelike. It like last season or the last time there was a really good roguelike. It was Enter the Gungeon. Well, you may not like it, but it was the best, the least best, or
That's not a
most
roguelike,
recent-
man. That's like a fucking. Okay, maybe rogue light.
Yeah.
It's a
Not-
rogue.
Commandos.
not a
It's
roguelike.
a lot more like a game like Commandos, where it's like top down, you control them, fire. Like
It doesn't matter what the verticality of the game is. Do you die a bunch and unlock stuff, and is it procedurally generated? Boom, roguelike, done. End of question.
No,
So anyway, Dead Cells is really great. It's still in early access, so it's one of those games where maybe you want to not pick it up until it's completely full released, or you might do that thing where you play it now and then it's full released and you don't play it again. But it is good. It does all of the good things that a roguelike does. You can see where its edges are, where it needs to be sharpened a little bit more if you put as many hours into it as I have. Like there are a couple of items that are just worthless, or vice versa. They're just, and this is not a game where the point is. This isn't like Binding of Isaac where you do actually want some items that are bad and some items that are good, because the point is that you find whatever you find. This is much more a game about unlocking more and more things for you to have the selection to make whatever kit that you want. Like there's still random rolls, but anyway, so some of the items are just garbage and you don't really want that right now. And some of them are just unbeatably good and you don't want that either, I think. the other game I've been playing is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which, that's like a week late or 2 weeks late or a month late or whatever from when everyone was doing that.
Yeah.
But I want to tell just the one story of my chicken dinner that I got after my third game. It was a 4-squad. It was a 4-man squad game. My 3 squad mates died on the.
Let me get ready.
Yep.
Go.
Thank you.
Go.
It was a 4-man. My 3 squad mates died on the drop.
Keep going.
I looted. I
yeah.
survived. I got a buggy.
Mm-hmm.
The zone collapsed on the cornfields.
Yeah.
I parked the buggy next to the shed in the cornfield.
Uh-huh.
And when there was 4 people left, everyone knew I was in the shed
Okay.
because the buggy was parked outside and they were all looking at the shed.
Mhm.
I got out.
Uh-huh.
Everybody shot at me, but I didn't die. They all turned on each other because everybody popped up to shoot me.
Yep.
And then I drove around and splattered them with the buggy.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
3 splatter kills.
Here comes
For
the money
Winter
shot.
Chicken
Here
Dinner.
comes the money shot. Keep going.
Yep. That's my shop. I got
Oh,
Winter Chicken.
that was a little dribble then. Okay.
Yeah. It was well, he said keep going after I said, and I splattered 3 people for the win. That's a pretty big deal. Anyway,
Sure.
I'm really enjoying PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. I think
Nice.
you definitely play it if you have the $30 for it. Play it.
But where was the chicken dinner at?
It says winner chicken dinner when you win a round.
Oh.
After he
Also
died,
doesn't.
after he
Anyway.
died in place 89, his food came.
Last but not least, we have one final space person to talk about, and he happens to be the master of space. And I hate to say this, but he is also the most ridiculous. Have you seen what he's done with his face? Daddy Sheep do. Oh my god.
Daddy Sheepdoo's gonna
I
go.
mean, in fairness, he didn't do anything to his face.
Yeah.
He did things to the furry creature that was inhabiting his face.
Okay, I
Are
don't know
you
if you
sure
know
he didn't
this,
do anything to his face?
but his beard is his whole face.
It was.
It's very- I thought the same thing. In fairness, I thought the exact same thing. I thought he was just a nose with a beard attached. Turns out he has a face under there.
I have cheeks. I have a chin. I have.
I mean, what passes for a face anyway?
Damn.
I'm glad someone knew I was twisting nipples.
No, I knew you were twisting nipples.
Oh yeah. I know.
We had,
Oh, I
we
wasn't
had,
sure about
we had
this.
2 people beating him off. We had 1 person fingering the butt, and we had 1 person tweaking nipples.
You got to work the prostate, man.
And I watched.
Which is its own thing there. So
That's important too.
We were getting all our wreckages.
It's
All
not
right.
voyeuristic if somebody
Okay.
isn't just sitting in the corner watching solemnly.
So, Daddy, what have you been up to this week?
I have played a couple of old games. I played Prison Architect again. I've been putting that up on my channel because I saw Peachy play it and he did fucking horribly. And it triggered me so badly. I had to make a series on it on my YouTube.
Of course.
Is it like you just be like, you do the exact same thing? You're like, I'm just going to build a prison, and you make it the same way that Peachy did. It's like, but I'm not a fucking idiot, so I'm not going to do it this way.
Basically, yeah.
That's what I would have done. That would have been great.
Yeah. No. Do you remember one of my top games of the year was Zombie Night Terror?
Sure, yeah, I remember you talking about
They just released a DLC for it, so I've
that. Is
started
it called
playing that.
Zombie Day Zombie Day Hug Time?
It's called Moonwalker because I think they go to the moon. So zombie lemmings on the moon is the next bit.
Zombie midday nap is the next one.
Well, I mean, moon's out
Summertime
at night, so.
sleepies.
Aside from that, I finished my series on Birthdays at the Beginning, which kind of disappointed me, and Starpoint Gemini Warlords, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, fuck yeah, man. Like, I'm doing pretty good. I've got a new overlay. I passed 1,000 subs on the Yud Dubs, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. And let's get into this because I want to see Record's response. Well, not see because
Right.
he
I'm
doesn't
going to
exist
promise
and
you that
He doesn't exist anymore.
You guys, there's no conceivable way my response could live up to the amount of building up that you guys.
No.
You need to paint us a picture with words.
I would like to start off this episode to have Captain Lord Commander Beckett Briggs wander into, after his nap, to wander into the bridge after, all this has happened. And I'd like you guys to just tell him what's been going on.
I like the idea that we're playing cards.
Captain.
I really needed that. Don't know what came over me. Maybe I'm suffering from narcolepsy. Status report.
Captain, we've successfully arrived in Briggs's Royal.
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Why did
we are orbiting your ice planet. The rock is somewhere.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sits down in the chair. It's like super quiet.
I think a couple of crew members have already slipped out. Just kind of like.
So
I look around and realize that Merson is not there.
Did we get
Blur is
Skull?
missing?
I feel
you want the bad news or the worst news?
Okay, hold on a second. Let's take this one piece at a time. When I passed out from narcolepsy, we were still chasing Skull. What happened there?
Yeah.
So, well, Captain, it's a good news, bad news situation.
Good news?
Good news, yes. Good news is we're not dead.
That doesn't count.
Well, generally a good thing.
When you hear why, Captain, it will be good news.
Also, Harmony proved himself invaluable in a very, very tense and difficult situation. So let me slowly
hold up a small vial to the captain.
What is in there?
Skult closed in on us with his ship, and we were being flanked by another ship.
Right.
Blur and Merson were doing an excellent job shooting them out of the sky.
Right.
Harmony had the wonderful idea to call Sebastianus Skult and perhaps distract him from blowing us out of the space sky.
The space guy. I like it.
It was then when I noticed a disturbance in the warp.
Warp. He said warp.
He said warp.
I did. It's accurate terminology. Don't get mad at me, Warhammer 40k nerds. Sebastianus Skult had summoned a fleet of Dark Eldar. You know, the ones that you made an ill-advised deal with about getting those slaves.
That ill advice was your advice.
No, Captain, I don't remember that.
Go on.
Part and point is that
he summoned the Dark Eldar to come rape and pillage the entire sector, starting with us.
All right, yeah, but we're still alive.
We are still alive, and this is where Harmony's brilliant thinking comes in.
Okay.
You remember that planet we went to?
I remember a couple of planets that
with the Eldar craft world on it.
Right. Yeah. Well, nearby, somewhere.
And you remember how Harmony made an acquaintance?
No, I don't, because nobody told me.
Oh,
Harmony made an acquaintance.
Yeah, I tend to do that.
Okay.
He's very, very friendly.
His name's Carl.
So he called that acquaintance with his mental powers. And we told him about the Dark Eldar and Sebastianus Skult. And so he summoned his friends, and now they're going to be here in took us 5 days, about 25 days or so.
Sure.
To purge the Dark Eldar.
How did we get out of that system?
No spoilers, Captain.
We're here now.
We are here now.
Sure.
Because they could not be there for a month, and because the Inquisitor had no forces with him.
Right.
We chose the course of valor that had us live to fight for another day.
Good framing.
So we rescued the small vessel. This is important, Captain. We've added a fleet to your vessel. You have 2 ships now.
Okay.
2 ships.
Look, I'm going to be level with you. The way you've told this story, it's very clear you're trying to placate me for whatever you're about to tell me, or whatever point you're trying to get to. And I'm going to be perfectly clear. Nothing you've said has placated me even slightly. So just tell me what the thing you're worried about me knowing is. And
Footfall's going to be destroyed, raped, pillaged, and murdered, and probably a large portion of this section also.
Sure.
But the good news is that
and Sebastiana's skull got away.
Okay.
Sebastiana's skull has
the terrible news. I'm missing the terrible news.
He's not dead.
Well, so Sebastiana's skull isn't dead. 2 Eldar fleets are going to fight over the system, but
no, the Eldar fleet is going to hunt down Sebastiana's skull, and he knows about it, which is great. You should have seen the look on his voice.
Right. So, look, the way you were building this up, I thought we were heretics, or
Well, we're not heretics.
Okay, I know we're not heretics.
Taking this a lot better than we thought you would, Captain.
Yeah, why would I care? Honestly.
Well, I mean, you took a nap in the middle of the battle. We were a bit worried about you.
I had a narco. Did any Mersim? Mersim, are you there?
Mersim is not on the righteous hysteria.
I'm sorry. What? Where's Mersim?
He's on our other ship.
Oh, okay. Let me vox him. Mersim,
Captain.
Did you have any of your medical tech priests look into why I passed out in the middle of a fight?
No. Do you want me to, Captain?
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that. Send one over. Thanks.
I assume it was the plot.
You ate
narcolepsy.
Narcolepsy.
He had a really big burrito before we went into space battle.
Right,
and
so
he's
we
like,
have 2
"Man, I need to
ships.
fucking-"
Sebastiana's skull got away, but an entire fleet is going to hunt him down.
Yeah, Harmony Harmony got the Eldar to hunt him.
Nothing we did involved us dying or being heretics, which when I pass out, I'm worried that I'm going to wake up and this is just a giant floating temple to some warp god. I'm going to be honest. You guys don't instill the maximum amount of faithfulness that I... What?
The Inquisitor is still here.
I ordered him to be I gave my nicest... Why?
If he'd have stayed on Footfall, he'd be
dead.
Dead right now.
Very, very dead.
The dying is happening on Footfall right now? I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right
that's
now.
why we're not there anymore.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, Captain. It was a... You could save the people of Footfall, or you could get the ship. We chose the ship.
Yeah,
And some Footfallers.
And we warned the Footfallers. And Harmony sung them a wonderfully inspiring tune.
Oh yeah, I did. Sometimes I forget that.
Okay. Well, that really. So, who wants to go towards the inner worlds?
Sounds like a plan to me.
So here's what.
All right.
Before this whole Sculpt betraying us thing happened, come bring it in close, fam. Let's sit down. Let's have a little.
I'll be there in 25 minutes.
I send a message to Harmony. The captain really is taking this quite well. Are we sure that he's the captain?
Maybe something bumped him on his
He's
head.
been replaced by a Dark Eldar.
Wait,
Look,
I like rip off the hat and it's like Hans underneath it.
Why would I care that this sector, in which I barely own asteroid, is about to be invaded? What?
You're the way I would describe you is like a dog with a bone. Sebastiana Scott seemed like your bone.
Yeah, he's gonna be that much more of a big deal because he got away. I'm upset about it, right? We should have killed him when we had the chance. I blame my narcolepsy.
But a bunch of xenos are going to hunt him down.
But that means, look, this is what happens when when a man is pushed to the edge, he finds his true capability. He's going to go off and find his own fleet, and then it's going to be that much more of a headache. So,
Captain, if it makes you feel better, It sounded like he pooped his pants when we mentioned the Eldar.
That's awesome. I'm so glad he pooped his pants. He was a sniveling coward anyway. Here's my problem. When it comes to sniveling cowards, by the way, the whole Inquisitor thing really showed me that we are not working with the creme de la creme on the righteous hysteria right now. It turns out that a large non-zero portion of our crew are yellow-bellied, shit-stained, heretical cowards. And that's a problem. Now, I was going to solve that problem before this whole skull thing happened by giving everybody a free pass to leave and then doing a recruiting thing and, trying to get a higher caliber of individual on the vessel. It seems like this sector is not the best place to be doing that right now.
Your own personal system that you're in right now is you guys did ask last time is probably the safest at the moment.
Right. So
you're likely to be safer, basically.
Here's my thought, and feel free for any of you to speak to this. We have 2 ships. We have not the best crew members we could possibly have.
So I need to remind you that your current crew is capable of creating black holes out of nothing and then driving around them like they don't mean shit. So...
You don't count in the crew. You're the bridge staff. I mean the fucking...
Oh, we're separate.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Oh,
was.
hey.
Guys, it's okay. He
assumed
wasn't
that from the
insulting
outset.
us.
He does like us.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, you're the bridge
Okay.
staff, of which I have total confidence that you will act like yourselves and do things that you would do. Absolute confidence in that. But our rank and file crew members may not be up to the sheer strain that we are putting on them in our particular brand of adventure. So I'd very like to find better people. And with the whole Koronus Expanse, are they going to be invaded by Eldars? There's not going to be much business opportunity out here. We have an Inquisitor on board. Maybe I'll send him down for a dinner and talk about heading inward for some recruiting, and maybe head outward to somewhere that's not going to be the site of a sector-wide manhunt and Eldar battle and slaughter.
I probably should mention, Captain, our Inquisitor does seem to have an enemy in the form of another Inquisitor.
Right.
Inquisitor Murderous.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. You know what? Here's a great idea. Follow with me on this journey. Wouldn't it be great if the Inquisitor who now trusts us implicitly didn't have any enemies?
Sure.
Is that the end of the journey?
Are you dating him?
That's the end of the thought. Let's go get Inquisitor Murderous. Let's go
Wonderful,
inward.
Captain. Do you happen to know where this Inquisitor is?
No, but I bet our Inquisitor friend knows where he's been assigned. Let's.
Does anyone have anything to do with the Inquisition for knowledge?
I do.
I hate them. That's it. That's why I like that.
What is that role? What is that called?
He needs like
Ecclesiarchy?
So,
Ecclesiarchy?
Ecclesiarchy would work, yeah.
so, forgive me. I've lived my entire life in the ship, and I'm also very high. Couldn't he just tell his boss that Murderous is a punk ass bitch?
Okay, so here's the thing, Blur. Right?
Uh huh.
All day, every day, everyone, everywhere is accusing
I
their
dream
enemies of
about
heresy.
sex?
No, all day, every day, everyone, everywhere is accusing their political enemies of heresy. The way that hierarchy of our government works is that the final word on heresy is the Inquisition.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, accusing another Inquisitor of heresy
Uh-huh.
is sort of like...
Slapping 2 tunas together.
That's not the metaphor I'm going for. It's kind of like...
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like... there's no method there. It's 2 people who are on the exact same level of authority accusing each other of heresy. The most likely outcome is that a separate group of Inquisitors kills both of them.
What if our Inquisitor shouts louder?
It's not about
From a
loudness.
bigger ship.
Aha.
Anyway,
Captain.
I can give you a bit more information if anyone can successfully roll, let's say the common law ecclesiarch, anything ecclesiarchal.
I have common law, Imperial, and Imperium.
A decent amount of success on one of those I would allow, but it's going to have to be like, let's say, probably 4 degrees or higher.
How about a 0.7?
It's close, but
damn, it's close.
Real close.
Damn.
Imperial Creed is actually, if you'd have succeeded on that, I would have accepted it.
Okay.
Captain.
Does no one else have the law? No? Okay.
It's not rolling. Oh, sorry. Modifier.
Nope.
Boop.
Oh no.
Not succeed that.
That's why
Oh,
he
that's
thinks the way that he
96.
thinks.
Oh no.
Oh my.
I'm gonna roll that. Even if I don't succeed, at least it wouldn't be that terrible.
Technically
Pretty good
better.
success.
Okay. So, from what you know of the Inquisition, and it is a fair amount, because the Briggses have some vested interest in
We are very faithful and also very, very interested in the Inquisition. Don't ask why.
Yep, totally. You
kissing.
know that there's more to the Inquisition than just rank. It's about influence. It's about who you know.
It's
about
all politics. It's just basically what I
It's
just
all
said.
politics.
It's all politics.
geopolitics.
So if one Inquisitor was to accuse another Inquisitor, it would get complicated quickly. The fact that the Inquisitor's with you probably means that he's at a severe disadvantage right now.
Because he can't start ceding his influence and calling his allies, and it comes down to who can make the accusation stick with important enough people.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it would be just a gazillion times easier, knowing that we're in the right, to intercept Murderous's vessel while he's on assignment and blow it up.
Captain, I don't want to. How do we blow up an Inquisition vessel without becoming labeled heretics?
Oh, well, no one's around to see it. No witnesses.
Fairly valid.
Okay.
I sent a message
How
to
do we
Adonai.
know that there are no witnesses?
Look, we just had an Inquisitor and his retinue board our vessel on a repair shuttle.
Fair.
Inquisitors have to hop a lot of rides.
Sometimes. You weren't aware that he was coming on board, so the likelihood is he was kind of using...
Murderous is out here doing some heretical bullshit, which means he's not in some gilded cage.
Though I should note, Captain, Murderous also probably knows we're coming.
No.
Also, just for the record, you don't know where he is. He could be anywhere.
I haven't asked yet.
Yeah.
I haven't asked our Inquisitor friend. Here's what we'll do. What we could use? We could use a ship that's slightly better at space combat. I mean, he got away, right? So.
Well, in fairness, sir, we did miss all of our shots with your big gun.
My big gun missed?
Multiple times.
You remember the Ghost Drive, minus 30 tool shot?
Right. We need an anti-ghost drive. Is
And
there
a live
an aiming
drive.
laser?
Captain,
I
if I
believe
can
that's
interject,
called-
I've been working on designs for the Inquisitorium.
Brilliant.
Roll
Let's
me.
do it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, let's do this. Roll me a tech, a common law tech.
Don't you fuck this
I'm
up.
a Lord
Don't
Tech.
you fuck this
You
up.
use all of your fate points here, Flip.
How about 8.4 degrees of success?
It should be in the front of the ship so we can fire out the anchors, hold them in place, and then hit them with
And
our
then just ram them up.
fucking gun.
So we don't.
We'll
like,
roadhog them.
I was saying like how you make love to a woman, you just grab them by the hips and you just ram the front into it.
Okay. You
I know all
have,
about that.
Mersum, you're my favorite.
you have
I know, Captain.
You have the blueprints, working blueprints, for a prototype that you believe should be effective as an Anchorium.
We need to go to a pirate planet to get really big anchors.
if you would like to start work on a prototype, you can.
Do it.
So just
Oh yeah, this ship isn't full of holes, so yeah.
All right,
Alright,
everyone. All right, everyone. I'm going to have lunch with the Inquisitor and discuss our next move. I'm afraid none of you are invited.
Well, that's racist.
It's not racist. This is it. We're about to have a very formal business meeting between a rogue trader and Inquisitor. Nobody else gets to be invited.
Harmony Blur, would you like to join me and my cousin for lunch?
Absolutely. That sounds a lot more delectable than trying to listen to two old windbags blow each other over.
Mercy, do you eat food?
No, I got rid of that.
Right.
Blur eats a lot of food.
Care if I bring my own food?
Anyway,
You do whatever it is that makes you happy, Blur. I'll have...
As
Always
long as
do.
It's not the ship boy.
sheep do. I invite the Inquisitor to lunch.
the Inquisitor graciously accepts.
I go to lunch with the Inquisitor.
Okay.
He shows up without his pants on, but just a suit jacket.
He shows up with his underpants on his head and 2 pencils up his nose.
The Inquisitor may have lost his
Inquisitor.
Hi, there, Dario.
Mersim is invited to a little, sit down break by his good friend Eridan.
I like the idea that they sit down for
I
a break.
can't
It's like,
remember
so what do you
I can't
do
remember
during
his
the
name
breaks? It's just like, well, I sit here and don't do anything. What do you do during the breaks?
Yeah, it's like during the break they just work, only sitting down. Like they
I make models of tiny ships.
I pretend to eat so it doesn't freak out my human coworkers.
Yeah, I'm so glad I'm eating this human food.
Hello, fellow humans.
Hello, fellow humans.
Man, it
Come
sucks.
on.
It sucks that our blood vessels have to move so quickly around our bodies.
Doesn't that just annoy you, fellow humans?
I hate having to massage my stomach to digest food.
Humans, you clothe your females.
So yeah. So I think we'll kick it off with the Inquisitor and Briggs having lunch.
You mean the thing that might actually advance the plot?
That's madness.
I wasn't aware we were trying to advance the plot. I thought we were just creating
Just hanging out.
Just
drugs and
Please
zombies.
Just hanging out.
I don't appreciate this fourth wall break. I really don't. You're ruining the immersion. Guys, you're ruining the immersion for me. Fucking.
my Warhammer 40k immersion ruined.
Oh yeah. Let me just look at my watch and see the last time there was die party immersion. Oh look, never.
I like
Okay.
the idea that this script was written on a 12-year-old's math rule book. And
What
then
if then the Eldar just showed up and they blew up everything?
and then
That'd be so wicked awesome.
but this interlude is brought to you by the bullies taking away his books and throwing them in the toilet.
Yeah.
Right. So, Inquisitor Chant, right?
Inquisitor Chant, yes.
Yeah. Please sit down.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you. I do appreciate your extended courtesy during this.
Hang on, I got a question for wreckage, and you need to do this to set my immersion. Are you one of those fucking captains that's just like you have your own like, you've said previously you have your own like meeting room or whatever that
Yep.
you do all these things in, but is it like, like forced like Japanese like set up like there's like a Zen garden in the background with like
No.
the table is you have to like crouch, like is there something like that? Is it like Death World themed or something?
Yeah. Well, the walls are covered in xeno trophies. Like the worm that I killed, and the bear thing I killed, and the worm bear thing that I killed.
Nice. Is that a worm with a bear face or a bear with a worm face?
It's
Either
both.
way, I don't think that combination makes either of them stronger.
Yeah, it's not strictly limited to face.
Okay, imagine a centipede, but the legs are bear arms.
Terrifying, but not terribly effective.
You say that until it kills 20 bears by
It's a
itself.
bear.
Well,
When it opens its
but
mouth,
centipede
a
legs
giant
are
worm
only
shoots out.
pointed and they're very thin so that they don't interfere with things, and they got sticky bits so that they can climb. Bear claws have none of that.
Well, now the bear can burrow through the ground.
Look, the bear claws retract in for it to worm burrow, and then it comes out to maul many things at once.
It might have been a crazy psychos experiment. Who knows?
Look, all I'm saying is that I killed a worm bear, and it's mounted on my wall.
In several places.
And all I'm saying is you killed an additional worm and an additional bear and paid somebody to taxidermy it.
I can't wait for the guy who made the Doom map to try and fit that fucking thing in the map.
Yeah, good luck. Oh, that's right. Some guy made a Doom map of this space.
Oh, Void Barons.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
All right.
This thing.
Anyway, so Inquisitor can't or Chant. Sorry, I don't know why I keep calling can't. Maybe because he can't do nothing. Ha ha ha. Chant, please sit down.
Is that your internal monologue? Because you're like, please sit down.
No.
Yes, thank you. And,
I understand that the recent events have been very troubling, and I felt that we needed to come together over a meal and discuss our next option, really, our next action.
Well, I should have been more cautious. I should have known that this whole thing was a trap. I've heard nothing but good things about the Briggs family. I should have been more cautious coming into this.
I put my hand up and I'm like, please, Inquisitor, I would never dream of you not following up on an accusation of heresy just because of someone's reputation. What you did was the right thing. And to foresee the treachery of Inquisitor Murderous and Rogue Trader Skult would be to jump at every shadow everywhere. Our wondrous and expansive Imperium couldn't function on such paranoia. Cough, it totally does.
Yes.
Cough, literally how the Inquisition works.
What I'm saying is, it's in the past, and our mistakes, whatever they might have been, whatever our shortcomings might have been, there is only now the future to discuss.
Of course. We must look to the future. And we must make plans.
What is the Please, speak for the Inquisition if you may. The Eldar are invading the sector.
The Dark Eldar.
Yeah, the Dark Eldar are invading the sector. Does the Imperium care?
If I may be straight with you?
Yes.
No, be bendy. I like it that way.
The Imperium cares little for Footfall. It is, for the most part, lawless and slightly out of the Imperium's jurisdiction. If the Dark Eldar were to push further in, possibly to the Calixia sector, then there would be a large there'd be a large reaction. However, we have already diverted what resources are here to combat the problems on Grace. And we've been, the Imperium's been tied up there for a good few weeks at the very least. So,
can I see a sector map instead of the battle map that's no longer relevant?
Yep.
Oh, guys, we should go investigate Grace. I'm sure that'll go well.
Ooh. With a name like that, it could only be graceful.
Great Grace is the place where you sold the humans.
I am aware.
Oh.
I recall. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Inquisitor, but with this giant whitish blobby thing, there really isn't the capacity to get to Grace without going generally through Footfall. If they go to the Hermitage or the Corpse Fortune, they're likely to go to those nearby sectors and cut off access to campaigns such as Grace. It could be quite a thing if the Dark Eldar were to come in behind our Imperial forces at Grace and eradicate that armada.
It would not be something I would expect. The tactics used here seem to be Sebastianus Skult using the Dark Eldar to make good his escape. And, of course, to throw the area into somewhat disorder while he recoups his forces or possibly gathers allies. Now, I would say that myself and Inquisitor Murderous have never got on very well. I did not realize how deep his heresy went, but he seems to be making a play to remove me from the circle of power within the Inquisition. In regards to Grace should be fine, but if we can free up our Imperial... so basically what they have is a few like frigates, a few like kind of raider class ships, nothing big. They have no real navy to help around in the area. And of course the Imperial Guard regiments that were dispatched to Grace.
Now tell me, Inquisitor Chant.
Yes.
This heresy of Inquisitor Murderous is what concerns me most. The Dark Eldar taking footfall is a shame, but it's no real tragedy.
Largely inconsequential, yes.
Not comparable to the tragedy of a heretical Inquisitor who could spread his heresy, God Emperor forbid, further into the Empire.
Indeed.
My job as a rogue trader, to some extent, is to improve my own fortune, my own position in the galaxy, and by so doing, improve the strength of the Imperium. I don't see much business in the Koronus Expanse these days, what with the Dark Eldar destroying footfall and a heretical Inquisitor and a heretical rogue trader playing playground around here. It doesn't interest me, nor, must I say, does revenge. However, all of that said, I don't think as a Brigsman or as a God Emperor fearing Imperial with a ship should I sit idly by while a heretical Inquisitor spreads his filth.
Yes, I can agree to that. And would you be open to a couple of suggestions from an old military general?
Yes, I would be open to those suggestions, but additionally, what I most want, Inquisitor Chant, I want to say that the righteous hysteria and myself, of course, are more than willing to make it the order of the day, our current mission to solve the problem of Inquisitor Murderous.
I think as the conversation's gone on, Chant's been having a couple of drinks, like a couple of glasses of Amasec. So he does his best to the attempt at a joke, and he's going to say, well, of course, I think it may take more than a day, but yes, no, that sounds wonderful.
You know the affairs of Inquisitors far better, obviously, than some humble rogue trader. I am not particularly interested in dethroning Murderous through politics, as is often the way of the ecclesiarchy. I would much rather see him turn to space dust where no one can question the events that have transpired. How could we find ourselves at that particular pass, Inquisitor Chant? How can I get Inquisitor Murderous on the other end of my guns?
I think the investigation into Chant and his whereabouts would need to fall to myself and possibly a few of my agents. However, if you could build your power base here for a while I try and track down Murderous, you could most definitely get to the point of power to destroy him with military might fairly quickly.
Inquisitor Chant, far be it for me to criticize what you're saying, but Inquisitor Murderous is a man who will stand on the bridge of a ship. I am more than capable of evaporating him already. So really, finding him is the key issue here. Might I suggest that we get you to... We would be happy at this point to transport you to whatever seat of power you call home, where your agents reside, where your resources are. We would be more than willing to head coreward and bring you closer to the heart of the Inquisition, where you might rally and begin this investigation into the whereabouts of Murderous. I don't feel strategically that I need to build my power out here to murder an Inquisitor who could be anywhere. Resources, of course, mean bigger guns, and bigger guns means less can go wrong. But resources can be gathered anywhere. I'm feeling increasingly, Inquisitor Chant, that remaining in this sector isn't good business.
I understand where you're coming from here, and indeed, the area of footfall will be somewhere no one will want to go for a while. However, it will take me time and subtlety to find Murderous, and it will require me to leave your ship for a start. I will most likely have to go underground for a while, as he will have had time to build his enemies against me in the Inquisition. If I was to just walk back into any headquarter of the Inquisition, I risk assassination and death almost instantaneously. As rogue trader, I wouldn't expect you to understand the intricacies of the Inquisition, but it's not as clear-cut and honest as it always seems.
So the Inquisition's resources and headquarters are cut off from you. It sounds like you need a ship that they don't know you're on. Say, a rogue trader ship who has every right to travel wherever he wants in pursuit of business opportunities, whether they are coreward or otherwise. Freedom of travel is my most powerful resource, Inquisitor Chant. Why, I ask you, would I have you disembark and go off and do other things that don't really help when I can bring you where you need to go and no one need know you're on board the vessel? I seem to recall that I gave an order that my best shuttle would ferry you to Footfall, which is now space dust. The record shows, should anyone inquire, that for all intents and purposes, you are most likely dead.
I do not doubt your command crew. I don't believe you can account for the trustworthiness of all 60,000 odd people on your ship.
I agree. The trustworthiness on this vessel is subpar. But you have been, as all Inquisitors are, held in the highest courtesy, the highest hospitality. I scarcely doubt anyone on board the vessel would know whether or not you were still here. And given as the record shows you are dead, then perhaps the best course of action from here, pardon the suggestion, which I know may sound like disrespect, is to dress you in common clothes, give you a common room, pretend that Inquisitor Chant died on Footfall. Meanwhile, you may order me in my vessel where you need go to perform your investigation, where you need go to contact your agents. And in the process, I can, of course, acquire business where we might go, make progress where I can in preparation for removing the heretical murderess. And when this is all done, you return alive, having miraculously survived the slaughter at Footfall, revealing Inquisitor Murderous as the heretic that he is, purging his heresy and his corruption from the Inquisition, and at the end of it, the righteous hysteria is to thank, which is more than enough payment for a brigsman.
Let me make a counter tactical suggestion.
Please.
As Rogue Trader, you take me to Grace. We perform an exterminatus upon the entire planet. I take the remaining Imperial ships in orbit, and you take the remaining Imperial Guard regiments as part of your crew, or to be trained up for your system. Then I will take these ships off, find Murderous, and you can establish a power base with which to strike back at Sebastianus Skult. Or
I don't care about Sebastian Skull.
of course not. But he must be dealt with as much as Murderous needs to be done.
Without Murderous, he is a heretic, and the Inquisition will eventually take care of him.
Indeed, but a powerful rogue trader is a dangerous enemy, and they must be dealt with, especially when they display heresy.
Skull
I would
hates
request that we deal with both at the same time.
Skult, I know Skult. He's a rogue trader. I know his motivations. His motivation in betraying me and setting up this conspiracy is only because I am in the Koronus sector. Why chase a man down who has a powerful ship, perhaps many powerful ships, a fleet at his command? Why risk that battle when the easiest way to deal with him is to ignore him, remove his support in the Inquisition, and have the Imperium in its infinite power and wisdom dethrone him?
So there's speaking as GM here. There's no real Imperial presence, and as far as you know, and as far as the Inquisitor can tell you, there's going to be no real Imperial presence here. Not enough to deal with a rogue trader.
Yeah, and I don't care. Like,
Okay.
if Skult isn't trying to kill me, I don't care. And Skult's only going to be trying to kill me because I'm in the Koronus sector. This is speaking out of character, let's take Chant, have him investigate, get rid of Murderous. I don't care about Skult. That's really the thing. Like, Skult got away. I cared about him not getting away. He got away. Damage done. Now he's too much of a threat to go after. I'm not interested in trying to scrape by.
And this isn't what the Inquisitor's suggesting. What the Inquisitor's suggesting is building up a power base in the Koronus Expanse.
I don't want to.
Okay.
There's a Dark Eldar invasion now. He's got allies. We've got allies. That's nice. But also we've got traitorous orcs. We have nothing actually out here. And we have no leads to anything nice out here. There's nothing enticing out here. And instead what we could do is help this Inquisitor purge a heretical Inquisitor, cart him around, do whatever he needs, get the job done, and at the end of the day, we will have a reward much bigger than any of the lifeless rocks in the Koronus Expanse could possibly give us, which is basically an Inquisitor with no allies who trusts us implicitly and owes us everything.
Yes, which you could also achieve by what the Inquisitor's suggesting. But like
It doesn't sound like we can get to it from
Guys, I hate to interrupt this really, really good pissing contest right now, but Farrell just made a gif of all of us checking.
Yeah. Yeah. Good one. I'm
Please continue. Riveting.
You just keep spinning on it. That's good acting. That's good acting, Dave.
Thank you.
He's a method actor.
Yeah. That's what I do.
I'm certain he's never gargled balls.
Well, obviously, he's not gargling balls there. He's cupping them.
Yeah.
Please.
Right. He's fiddling with them. I'm going to be honest, Inquisitor Chant. I don't think this problem is solved with economics. I really am quite eager to have you undergo your investigation. If the Imperial forces at Grace would in fact I have some concerns. If the conspiracy is out here in the Koronus Expanse, then why do you know that you can walk into the fleet at Grace and not be assassinated there any more than at the headquarters of the Inquisition?
Who do you think organized the purge on Grace in the first place?
Surely you, but also Murderous has had his fingers out here as well.
Murderous hasn't had his fingers out here except for his finger in Sebastiana's skull.
Well, that's...
I would know if he had any more influence than that out here.
So, what you're telling me is that the fleet at Grace is guaranteed to be trustworthy.
I have multiple agents in that fleet already, yes.
Well, then that is a valuable resource. I still, Inquisitor, I don't see the purpose in separating. We should escort you on this investigation, get it done, kill Murderous as fast as possible. I don't need to go do random jobs while this is hanging over my head. And jobs aren't going to get me anything while I've got a competing rogue trader in this sector trying to sabotage what I'm doing while also kill me because I dare be in his sector.
I have no knowledge of where Murderous might be at this point. This is why I need to go and investigate to find him.
And what better way to investigate than with a rogue trader escort? There's a very piddling fleet at Grace. It'd be much more powerful with my 2 ships.
I don't need power to investigate. I need subtlety and speed.
Well, and there you can have that as well. I have one of the best astropaths in the entire sector.
He's subtle, is he?
Yes. I mean, you're already talking about moving with an entire fleet. If you really want subtlety, we should just take the righteous hysteria.
He's so subtle. He has been inside of that man that we're hunting.
You know, another...
Yeah.
Inquisitor Chant. Perhaps, and I would ask that you take, in recognition, as you said earlier, you tried to apologize for suspecting me in the first place. In recognition of all that I've done so far for the Inquisition, I would ask that you more strongly consider my suggestion of moving with just the righteous hysteria and beginning this investigation in a way that is so much more subtle. You know, why the extermination is happening on Grace, no one would expect that you are pursuing Murderous. We would catch him completely off guard. Now, on the other hand, with Grace finished, and knowing that the fleet you sent out there is now wandering around, what do you think Murderous will think when he hears that that is happening? Do you not think he will have some suspicion that you are starting to move against him with your forces?
Murderous will know I'll be moving against him regardless.
Not if he thinks you're dead.
He will have word quick enough that I'm alive.
No.
I have a question real quickly. If an Inquisitor is deemed dead, does he not lose all of his power?
Well, if he shows up alive, then he still has his power. But while he's dead, he doesn't have his power. Like he never loses his power in death. But if people think he's dead, obviously.
Oh, yeah. If people think he's dead, like his allies will desert him. If Murderous basically shows up in the Inquisition, basically saying he's dead, like back me. Like by the time he gets back, it's gonna be pretty much fucked.
Yeah, but that's if we're trying to defeat Murderous politically. If we're trying to defeat him with a gun, then he's dead. Chant shows back up, reveals Murderous's heresy, and then it doesn't matter what political enemies he has because Murderous is dead.
Very true, but going off that earlier ecclesiarchy role, it's going to get very complicated politically, and basically going around with an inquisitor was supposed to investigate you for heresy and is then accused of heresy after clearing you, and then having the Dark Eldar descend on
That's
And
why
then
we're going
you
to pretend
also
he's dead.
consider what happened.
That's
Yeah.
why we're going to say that he died at footfall.
But like, just consider the fact that you may also be fingered for his death. Like, all of this could go extreme. I'm just okay. Look,
I know that
you-
2 out of 3 of this crew are not that don't have any problem with being fingered.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back. Let's take a step
Episode
back
name:
from.
The Fingering.
Let's take a step back from players and GM and any of this. Let's look at this from a purely. Let's imagine a world where neither of us are players and neither of us are GMs, and this is the real world, and we're talking about real possible consequences.
Yeah.
His plan, Murderous will know he's coming, and to some extent, it will get back to him. He will be paranoid. He will be suspicious. My plan has the potential, even if, in all likelihood, as the GM, you wouldn't allow it. But my
you know what
plan
this
has the
actually sounds
potential
like?
to catch Murderous off guard completely.
It sounds like this guy doesn't want to pretend he's dead. So why don't we leave this up to a roll or something like that? You know, of you trying to decide.
What I was basically gonna say is, if you really want to keep the Inquisitor on your ship,
that's not really my biggest desire. So let me say what I want here, and then we can maybe turn this into a roll. My desire with this is to expedite the process. Specifically, my desire is to make this take the least number of episodes until Murderous is dead, and we're moving on to something else. And I think the fastest way to do that is to cart Chant around to help him do the investigation he needs as players, make it happen as quickly as possible. And in addition, by doing it with this subtlety, by pretending he's dead or whatever else we have to do, Murderous won't be prepared, and therefore it won't be as big of a confrontation, and we can get him. Like, my goal is to be swift and deadly and get it done with precision and subtlety, rather than his version seems to be obvious, but also show up with 20 times more guns because we took our time with getting it.
Okay, so
my version is to make it happen so fast he isn't ready for it.
Yeah, I see.
I employ that method all the time, actually, too.
So basically, the current. I'll give you the basic outline of the situation as you guys understand it in the Koronus Expanse right now. Footfall is getting screwed by the Dark Eldar.
Right.
They're unlikely to get as far as Damaris, so everything Damaris and below you see on the map, that's going to be safe. They'll probably like maybe jump about a bit to like Foulstone, Gerasol, maybe a few other systems, but most likely it's just going to be Footfall.
They're better at traveling through the warp than us, right?
They use different means, so yes and no.
Do they not need to do they not need paths like we do? Do they not need to know routes?
They use the webway. Yeah, it's a complicated xenos thing which the GM has not researched enough to explain properly.
But the point is, like, just something like our place being off the map doesn't.
It doesn't mean they can't come here, but there's no reason to expect them to know about it or to want to come there.
Right. This is just for a dead sector for as far as I know.
Yeah, and the people who did research it in Skult's place said there was nothing of interest, and they have no idea that you set up anything here.
Right.
So, basically, you're at this point. Harmony has ensured that Sebastian Skult is going to be running away from Eldar as soon as they turn up, which means he's going to start and try and get a head start now. He's going to go and hide somewhere, or he's just going to keep running. He's not a problem for you. Murderous has no presence in the Koronus Expanse at all, as far as you're aware.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to get in the way.
Right.
What the Inquisitor is suggesting is basically you establish a power base in the Koronus Expanse while there is a vacuum and there are no particularly noteworthy rogue traders about, and you have time to pretty much become stronger, while he goes off and does kind of basically inquisitorial sneaky shit, which a whole load of people would get in the way.
Now the problem with that is with Footfall destroyed.
Yeah.
there's nothing to have a power base over out here anymore. There's
Oh,
no,
sure there is.
There's no economy now. There's nowhere to go to hawk things and buy things and do things.
There's Port Wonder.
There's Port Wonder. There's Damaris. There's Milesial. It's a penal world.
Any number of undiscovered rooms.
Burnscour, Death World.
Yeah, well, and there's going to be interesting things to go get, but Footfall was sort of the place that...
Footfall was the only place you discovered that was properly mercantile. That doesn't mean there aren't other places.
So...
And it should be noted, because I didn't put this in my description, we did save portions, like the populace of Footfall that could escape jumped off into shuttles and are just sitting there, waiting for the Dark Eldar to leave. So in a couple months' time, Footfall will be
back up on its feet.
A
few months, and it'll be back.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not telling you what to do. Just this is out of character knowledge that you probably should have had.
Right.
Footfall is out of commission now because the Dark Eldar are burning it out of existence. But in time, it will come back.
So here's at the end of the day, everything you're telling me doesn't change that Briggs, and myself to some extent, thinks that it is a more strategically sound thing rather than build up a power base and fight big, to be stealthy and fight small by expediting the investigation and going after murderers before he even knows.
Well,
just as a theoretical,
it sounds like you need to make a roll if you want to convince this guy. To be honest with you, like that's
well, and
that's
I'm fine to do that, but I don't think Sheepy's fine to do that because he knows I'll win.
Well, you are trying to convince an Inquisitor to give up all of the political power he has to stay on a ship and not do his duties in the sector that he wants to pretty obviously go do. He organized the wiping of Grace. It's his responsibility, and you're telling him to stay on a ship. And
I think he agrees that Murderous is a worse heresy than Grace. I think he agrees that that's a bigger deal. He doesn't. Grace
is a full-on cult that is calling for an exterminatus.
Okay.
Radical Inquisitor is the worst.
Speaking now as GM, this, getting involved with Chant, investigating a heretical Inquisitor would involve you kind of jumping back through the Calixus sector. I don't have maps for that. It would involve you kind of, doing a lot of what would basically be dark heresy, which I'm perfectly willing to do if you guys want to go down that route for a while. It could be an interesting story. I'm not prepared for that, so I'd have to, do a lot of kind of prep work to switch things.
Well,
out.
so okay, two things. We can do other things this episode. If you want to do that, okay, out of character, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's pretend that we had a board meeting. And we're going to discuss this, and we discussed this in character, but let's discuss this out of character, since clearly this in-character decision is about to decide the tenor of the campaign.
Yeah.
What would all of you, as players, rather do?
I want to kirk my way through space. Whatever option gets me closer to that.
Both versions let you kirk your way through space. I think.
What I was expecting, the kind of place where you got the kind of direction you guys would go here, is basically start exploring the Koronus Expanse.
Is this what we're in right now? Koronus Expanse?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Let's do that.
I feel as a player, going to the inner established worlds is going to really limit the amount of stuff that we can do as a ship. We're not going to really have ship-to-ship combat. Besides the fact that she doesn't have it ready.
Doesn't that get a lot less, like, Wild West the closer you go in?
Yeah, that's kind of why I was trying to steer away from that, because, like, it's basically, like...
So basically, we're going from playing Star Wars, 4, 5, and 6, and going in and doing like political nonsense and 1, 2, and 3.
My character would be fine in that situation, but I feel like as a player, one, we don't have any guarantees that Murderous isn't just sitting on a core world surrounded by the Inquisition. And if he is, your entire plan fails. Like, we can't be sneaky if a guy knows somebody's after him and goes to his power base.
Well, that's why my plan is that he doesn't know somebody's after.
But Murderous will know that this is out of whatever. But Murderous will know that, one, his enemy is alive because Skult talked to the Inquisitor before he fled. So Skult knows that the Inquisitor is alive, that we were fleeing from the Dark Eldar and weren't going to kick an Inquisitor off our ship with the Dark Eldar coming. And will tell Murderous. I mean, obviously, these things are supposition. It's entirely possible Skult's an asshole and doesn't tell Murderous. But there's an equal chance that Skult did tell Murderous, hey, that Inquisitor is alive, and just so you know, he's on the righteous hysteria. So now if we look at a political spectrum, so Murderous is already in a stronger place politically. He's obviously not out in the Koronus Expanse, so he's able to he's not on this ship, so he's able to contact his resources, where our Inquisitor cannot. So, and he possibly knows that our Inquisitor is alive.
But if what you're saying is true, right, then the same problem happens, only worse. Because even if we spend time trying to build a power base and he knows Chant is after him, then he still ends up, like, he definitely ends up on an Imperial world surrounded by the Inquisition in that case, as opposed to maybe being on an assignment where we can get him. Like, I understand.
So why do we even need to fight this guy? Why can't we just go off and look at a planet exploding?
Look at shiny rocks.
These guys have decided that we are their enemy. Like, we literally did nothing to them.
Actually, Murderous decided that the Inquisitor on our ship was his enemy, and Skult decided that he was going to use this Inquisitor to finger us. Murderous has not threatened us personally.
Murderous, Skult, the Dark Eldar have all decided that we're their enemy, including the orc that we made a deal with. They've all decided that we are their enemy. So, I mean, so no one's going to leave us alone is the point.
Taken the situation, you can. I'm perfectly happy just saying your characters would probably figure this out. The entire setting you up was literally just to get the Inquisitor here to kill him.
Sure.
So it wasn't us personally. It could have been anyone.
You were basically a fallout. What's it called?
Fall guy.
Collateral damage.
Yeah, you're collateral damage basically.
But the thing is, you don't. After you make a guy a fall guy and they don't die, you don't assume they're not your enemy, right?
Yeah.
You don't think no hard feelings, like business as usual, business is business. So even if I don't want to go after him, he thinks I'm going after him, which means.
But by going after him, you're doing what he thinks.
Yeah.
Which is why I want to do what nobody thinks, which is beeline to killing Murderous. Now, it doesn't seem like anybody wants to do that, which is fine. We will do what everybody wants to do.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, I'm along for a ride. I don't know anything about Warhammer. I don't know the repercussions about anything. I don't know anything. Okay, that's the thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy to do whatever's fun. It sounds like going through political stuff and going through all this stuff and trying to, like, I don't know, assassinate a single person that deep into what only could be considered Imperial territory. Is that right?
Yeah.
That sounds like a good way to get characters revoked of their freedom. That's the only option. That's the only thing I see happening with that. Like, let's say we kill him. Great. Then the Inquisitor's like, thanks.
And now we have the Inquisition as an ally, and we get more freedom.
Don't we already have the Inquisition as an ally?
No, because we essentially, the Inquisitor who trusts us and believes we are definitely not heretics has no power and a huge enemy in the Inquisition who's trying to assassinate him. Like, so basically...
So basically we're back to where we were before.
No, the reward for doing what I want to do is free reign with the Inquisition for the rest of the campaign.
Oh, man,
But-
shouldn't be this difficult to make a decision about a role-playing game because
It sounds like nobody wants to do what I want to do, so that makes it pretty easy, and we'll just drop it.
Let me just set your mind at ease as the GM. This isn't a storyline where I'm looking to fuck you guys, especially with like the Inquisition. But
isn't that Harmony's whole goal is for the GM, the world, the universe to fuck him?
Yes, but that's Harmony. That's
I
not
want the
you.
universe inside of my anus.
Basically, Wreckage. Like, I understand where you're coming from with this stuff, but if
I want my Inquisitor ally to not have an enemy in the Inquisition, so that I basically never have to worry about the Inquisition ever again.
Yeah, and I understand Briggs. If Briggs, the way Briggs would see it would be like, get the Inquisition on my side, and that helps him a lot. Like, but
get it over with.
your whole reason for coming out here is to kind of scrape out some kind of existence, some kind of power. The Inquisition doesn't have that much power out here. Like, when they wanted to
They have the only power I care about, which is the power to revoke my freedom.
They don't.
I mean,
they
do.
kind of could, and it would be interesting because basically, as you can see, even an Inquisitor, which is a full-on agent of the Emperor, managed to scrape together pretty much bugger all, and you could destroy him.
Right, but all that has to happen is that they get on a space telephone and tell the Inquisition that we're heretics, and the entire Imperium becomes cut off to us.
No, I mean, the entire Imperium would effectively be cut off to you.
The Inquisitors are still, even if they can't muster a fleet and blow something up, they're still the most powerful.
Right. How about we take a break and then we come up with a decision because this is
well, we've already made the decision because the two people who have said what they care about in the campaign don't want to do what I suggested.
Tux, Mersum, where do you want to go?
I'm more in favor of actually getting off the ship because we've never been off the ships. We were for that one dinner celebration, and that was it.
Okay, so very small focus goals. I like it. Blur, where are you, Sid?
As a player, I want to explore the Koronus Expanse more than like going back to the Imperium and dealing with the Inquisition.
I'm with that
because we're playing Rogue Trader and not Dark Heresy.
Agreed. What about you, Adonai or Eugene? Where do you sit?
I mean, as a player, I think I understand where Dr. Wreckage is coming from, and a lot of it works very well with his character. It's just, I don't know. I will say my Warhammer 40k lore is not near as strong as it would really need to be for me to feel comfortable going into the Imperium. Out here, we're kind of doing a Wild West thing, and we're the Shibis let us get away with a lot. And I feel like that's worked pretty well with this group. But other than Sheepy and Dr. Wreckage, I mean, I don't know about the rest of you, but I know that I am not up to par with Warhammer 40k lore to the point where I would be able to navigate through, hey, let's go rub elbows with the Inquisition to find where this guy is, which is what a lot of that Inquisition would be. And that's my biggest fear is I don't mind having Skult not Skult. I don't mind having the Inquisitor on the ship. Is it trying to help him with his investigation? Kind of feels like there's not much most of us would be doing during that time.
Yeah.
Okay. What about, and we've heard from you, Sheepy, about your prep and stuff like that. So I think we take a break. And yeah, just take a break.
Okay, so after many hours of drinking and quaffing and back and forth, I believe we have an accord.
Yeah, very well. I reserve the right. Inquisitor can't. We're both drunk at this point. I reserve the right, Inquisitor can't, to say
Yes,
I
Captain
told
Biggs.
you so when this strategy just goes tits up. I reserve that right to say I told you so because I think my strategy is better. But as you're the Inquisitor and it's your problem and I'm helping you with it, we will solve it in the way you want to solve it. And we will go exterminus grace and we will go do the fleet and get the men and that we're going to do your version. Happy to do business with you. I'm going to go take a shit. And Briggs, sends the orders. We get everything on paper. And as we discussed while Dave was going to get toast, because I've dominated the first 2 hours of this game, you guys go ahead and do whatever you want to do for a little bit.
Wonderful, old bean. Don't fall asleep on the shitter.
I'll shit where I want to sleep.
Shit where I want to sleep. And he stumbles out. Okay, so I believe we also have a little fuck you, Captain Briggs dinner going on as well. If you guys have anything to do.
I mean, to be entirely honest, I don't think Captain Briggs was brought up even once.
Oh.
How are you eating toast wrong? Chat says you're eating toast wrong. How can you eat toast wrong?
Oh, right. No, don't pay any attention to that. That's a sheepdog thing.
Oh, it's a sheepdog thing? Oh, okay. I didn't know it was a reference. Sorry. That was just sounded like the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, no, it really is the stupidest thing ever. I don't want to explain it.
Well, I did get invited, but I don't eat. And
No,
I'm not personable, I'm at my. I'm like.
You got invited to check out Erad Hizzle's collection of. I don't know what would he collect? Do you think he probably has a collection of random junk bits that
I would think he would collect used cans of recap, different cans of recap, and he's like, and look at this one, and I was like, why would you keep that? And it's not even a nice clean collectible one. It's just one he got in his ration. He's like, oh, I haven't had this one before, and then he just puts it there.
He's got a massive collection of cans. So they're almost exactly the same, but for some reason he can see differences in them. And he's like, and this one I got on the planet of Herdenfurder. And
it's a good planet, I hear.
Oh, brilliant planet.
Mm-hmm.
No one there can speak properly. They all mumble.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
There's a toxic mold that just flows around that whole thing, messes with their brains. But we're not
great coffee.
Great coffee.
Sorry, I'm just gonna note down that I need to craft a new system with a planet called Herdenfurder.
With plague spores.
Plague spores. Yeah.
When the
Also,
people die,
you need to make a ship called the Ducka Dildo.
Make a ship called the what?
Ducka Dildo.
Ducka Dildo.
And Herdiverder, main export is coffee.
Yeah, when the people die, what they do is they crack open the skull, and they take the fungus-ridden brain, and they turn that into coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coffee that's Soylent Green.
Yes.
Okay, Soylent Green coffee.
I mean, obviously not the brain bits, the fungus that grows on the brain. Brain would
okay, so I have in my notes, Craft Planet Herderfurder, main export coffee, Soylent Coffee, and ship called Darker Dildo.
Yep.
Nice.
I think we covered it.
Okay, that's my job.
All right, that's Patreon done for this month. So what are we talking about in this fucking dinner that you've put together?
I'd like to imagine. So we get there, and this is obviously where Harmony and Adonai often eat. So Hans is there, the twins are there.
Hello.
What is your orc's name? I forget.
Claw chopper.
Claw chopper.
Claw chopper. Thank you. He's standing. He's standing behind you, just randomly muttering and humming to himself. And now we've got the my cousin there who is turning off our psychic powers, which is a bit weird.
Yeah.
And Blur, who I imagine at this point is so incredibly blitzed on drugs that doing Blur things.
Doing Blur things. You know.
A giant plate of cow cubes.
Yeah, there's just meat. Like no one's really sure what kind of meat it is. It's just meat on a plate.
Let's find out, shall we? Blur, roll me a probably carouse, I'd say.
Wait, what's this for?
To find out how fucked up on drugs Blur is.
Wouldn't that be a toughness check?
Can I roll
Toughness
that
check will also work. But
Okay, that's better.
Carouse is a... Oh, you don't have the skill?
No,
Yeah,
not at all.
okay, just give me a straight toughness then, yeah. Blur is seeing snotlings on the walls. Blur is they're a bit bigger than the usual snotlings, and they're pink and sparkly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you have an intense desire to catch and eat them, but yeah, you're still conscious and you're currently resisting it. Take it away.
So, Harmony, when exactly are your friends going to be here?
I'm sorry, what?
Well, not here, obviously. There.
What are you talking about? Oh, you mean the Eldar.
Yes.
Carl and his entourage, right.
Yeah.
He said a month.
Isn't Carl a girl? Shouldn't we rename him?
Do I
Is
know
Carl
that?
unisex?
Do I know that, Sheepdog?
Yeah, you rolled well on your Forbidden Lord Xenos. So when Skolt told you what her name was, which again I can't fucking find, I need to sort my notes out for this. Yeah, it's a female name. It's I think it's Ivilla or something like that. Ilfa, maybe.
Yeah. Yes, I believe she is a woman, but I would love to meet her. I've never actually met her in person.
See, that's where I can agree with you. I was asking when she would be here. It would be wonderful to have her over to celebrate her victory in the death of Skuld.
You know what?
Who's her?
Oh,
Carl. Actually, a girl.
Yeah. You remember Carl?
Do I?
Actually, Blur may not remember Carl.
Blur, the cabin boy has turned into a big cartoon piece of meat.
Why is the cabin boy here?
Why does he not have any clothes on? I know this is our room, Adonai, but
I didn't dress him like that, Hans.
Sorry. I wasn't expecting to be called on to do Hans.
You absolutely should have.
Yes, what is it, Adonai?
Why? Why is the cabin boy naked?
I thought your standing orders were for all of your serving boys to be naked.
That is a very good point, Hans. Why are you still wearing pants?
I'm not serving boy. I am here to
lift weights.
What am I here to do? What is my job here? Why am I oily?
Just look beautiful, Hans. That's your job.
I thought Hans recently applied for the Spritzers Union. Didn't he get in?
That's an Omen joke for everyone wondering at home. Okay, so I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call Carl. Let's call Carl.
Has it been 3 days?
I'm sorry.
You can't call her. The blank is in the room.
Are you letting him drink and text? Is that what's happening right now?
Again, the blank is in the room.
Yeah, the blanks. You'd have to ask him to leave.
He's a what? Inquisitor or something, right?
He's a throne agent. So below Inquisitor.
Okay, so I turned to the throne agent and I was like, "So, what is your thoughts on all of this hubbubalooby that's happening?"
Oh yes, cousin, do tell.
What exactly are you referring to? Which
I would also like to think that at this point we have gotten our cousin well and truly thrashed.
What exactly is it you're referring to at this point? There's so much has happened recently.
I'm
Well,
mostly talking about, you know, the Eldar and the Dark Eldar, and is it racist to call them that? By the way, do they?
No, it's what they are.
They're filthy xenos. Fuck them.
That is what we intend to do, cousin.
Yes.
Oh, that's heresy, but you know, you're on a rogue trader ship.
They make condoms for fucking xenos.
Well,
I
think
think-
at this point,
I'm asking as a question. I'm asking as a question. Do they?
No, I don't.
This pretty lady, have you not met her, cuz?
No. I believe she was there when we were doing interviews. I didn't have any dealing with her before.
Cuz blur, cuz.
did you know?
I felt like a piece of raw meat. Like, you want some?
Is that cow?
Not really sure anymore.
I'm surprised you could tell from its cubical description.
Well, it's got white and black spots. The only other thing it could be was a dog or a goat, maybe.
Did you know that astropaths?
Weren't we talking about?
Did you know
weren't we
that
talking about
astropaths can
something?
actually remove all of the STDs they gather? I learned that out the hard way, actually.
I don't.
There you go.
It's even slightly true.
Okay.
I think whoever told you that may have been playing a practical joke on you. I'd get checked immediately if I were you.
There's no such thing as a practical joke when it comes to my understanding of the astropathic
Intricacies.
ways.
Of course. I'm not an expert on psychic abilities. I only have the mutation.
You too?
Well,
Yeah,
of course, blur.
Don't know if you knew
Not-
this, but I'm also a mutant.
Well, so is my fine cousin here. You know, it's there are acceptable mutations and there are heretical mutations.
Well, you're a mutant.
Well, yes, but I'm a useful mutant. You see, so
Oh, of course.
yeah.
Don't worry, Blur. He's simply more useful than you are.
Right.
I wouldn't say
right, I get
it.
Don't take it to
course.
heart. Don't take it to heart.
I
I'm
sent
sure
Adonai
you
a
have been-
message. Like, I'm gonna make these.
Can't
kids
send me a
hate fuck-
message. Blank.
Damn it! I write on a piece of paper and slide it over to you.
No passing notes in class. Come on now.
Right. The only good mutations having psychic powers. Ones that kill shit and everything.
I don't have any
Course.
psychic powers.
I put my arm around Blur and pull her close and whisper in her ears like, "What would it take for you to hate fuck this man?"
Blur, I will literally give you an entire bag of thrones if you hate fuck this man.
He's just do it. It'll be hilarious.
Do it.
We have the room for it.
Should I make a roll to see if he hit? Are you talking like out loud?
Say
or-
out loud.
Is he literally just like sitting here? And you guys are like,
I said that out loud. Harmony whispered. Harmony is better at dealing with drugs than I am.
okay.
Oh,
This is your guys' ship now. Like I was in this, and I'm just waiting to see where we're going here.
I look the cousin up and down. What's the cousin look like?
It's happening.
He looks pretty drunk. He is, I'd say fairly like folded in on himself. You know, he's used to being in the shadows and this kind of thing. He's not exactly attractive or anything, that's for sure. He is, however, highborn. He's part of Adonai's family, so you know there's a certain amount of perfumed.
Perfume.
Perfume did this.
Do it.
So while Blur's looking him over, I'm gonna like slide over to his side, start talking Blur up.
You know,
You know,
ahead.
cousin.
Cloacas are pretty fucking attractive.
You know, cousin.
Have you seen her tongue?
Blur here has saved our lives on many occasions and was almost single-handedly responsible for killing multiple demons.
Impressive.
Yes, she's very flexible, agile.
Yeah, those dogs barely took anything at all to kill those fuckers.
So,
You ever been in a hot...
Harmony.
Yes.
How are you?
Sorry,
It's
I
like-
was trying to explain what's happening right now to my wife.
Okay.
Hi.
So this man who's pretending to be a woman lizard is gonna hate fuck this guy who has a mutation in his brain that allows him to not make psychonetic people do their thing.
Wait, are you okay? Can I establish something? Is this your way around having a blank in the room to get Blur to take him off to fuck him so that Harmony can drunk call his Eldar? Is
Maybe.
You know, however it works out. You know what? You know.
I just realized that was the entire point. Okay.
So could Adonai make a charm roll to help my charm roll?
Yes.
You, sir, you're reading the brain. And I want bonuses. This man is drunk. I'm in my seat of power.
Whoa! I'm, let's not get too dirty here.
I want all of the bonuses. I want all of them.
Bone usses.
Yes.
You guys are trying to get a lizard
being
woman.
drunk. For me being in my seat of power. For the twins. For Hans.
Franz!
So you guys are trying to get a drunk Imperial throne agent and a lizard lady to bone so that our blind slugger can call an Eldar lady who he calls Carl, and I'm in my shit talking to an old man about coffee cans.
Hey, you made your choice.
This is what happens when the first 2 hours is political. Okay, we got a lot of ground to cover in the next 10 minutes.
We got a lot of stupid to get back to.
That we do.
We've been
that
building
we
it in.
do.
All right.
Oh man, you know what's great? Wreckage is literally taking a dump right now. He's gonna come back. We're just gonna be like, yeah, fuck that lizard.
So how many bonuses are you giving me, Sheepy?
I'd say that you don't, in fact, need to roll. Like, all of those things considered is pretty much an automatic success.
Bam.
So, Blur's charm roll, let's give plus 30.
Plus 30.
Is this
Okay.
acceptable?
Do it well.
All right. So I lean
Do
forward.
some well.
So I lean forward with like pens on the table and get really close to him and say,
Lusty Organian maid, go.
"You ever been in a hidey hole?"
Oh shit.
I don't know to what that's referring.
You have fate points. You use them now,
I'm
Tuck.
gonna. Damn it! Fate point.
This is the best use of fate points I've ever seen.
I thoroughly and heartily encourage.
Fate point.
Remember, you can re-roll to get them back.
I
You
will.
can roll to maybe get them back. Yeah.
Come on.
Fate point.
What are you actually rolling here?
Okay,
I bet you
82,
Blur just,
78, and 90.
Yeah, you can do
I bet
better.
you Blur just beat on the table. That's like hidey hole, hidey hole, hidey hole.
Damn it! I got 2 10s. I need 9s.
You have not successfully got back a fate point this entire.
I have
No,
not.
he hasn't gotten. So you need a 9 on a D10 to get it back.
Yeah.
I need a 9 on a D10 to get it back.
Why
Surprisingly, I had someone with this before. First 3 rolls were all 9s, and then through the rest of the sessions, he got quite a few more.
Damn.
I don't know
Man.
what's wrong with you. Actually, I do know what's wrong with you. You guys roll for shit.
It's true. It's very true in this game.
I'm
But-
sorry, but it's just how it is. Like, if you're playing any game where high numbers were good, you'd be fucking sorted.
Oh yeah, 100%. So
Okay, so yeah, he's like, "Hidey hole, eh? Well, I don't know what it is, but I can't wait to see it. Let's go.
Go have
Are
fun,
you-
cuz.
Are you coming with us?"
I mean, I kind of want to, but I've
Like,
got
he's
things
not
to do.
entirely sure. Like, he's very, very drunk, and he doesn't know what's going on. So he thinks he's on. He thinks he's being taken off to sea.
Would you like me to come with you?
Fuck if I care.
Twins, we ride.
Will you be requiring me as well, Adonai?
Do you mind if I take him, Harmony?
Oh, please do. I need more witness accounts for this later.
Hans, we ride!
Jolly good, this will be such fun! He's
Let's do
Italian.
this.
Apparently he's Italian.
I like the idea that, there's like a crowd around in this like corner of the ship that's just like watching this like, I don't know how the fuck that's happening. It's just like some guy walks past holding like a lunch
I'm
tray,
like, what?
and he's like, what's going on over there? Oh, the Inquisitor's fucking a lizard. And then he's like, oh shit! I gotta see
Hans,
this.
bring the ceremonial loop.
I look at
I'm
Hans.
getting the Hans.
I look at Hans, Adonai, the twins, and his cousin. I'm like, I don't know if all of you are going to be able to fit in my hidey hole.
We'll take turns, don't you worry.
Room can be
I'm
made.
also very bendy.
All right. Fuck it. See,
Finally, the contortionist perk
I
pays
totally forgot about that thing.
I've had it since I created this character.
This is what happens when wreckage goes for a shit.
So I got to choose my mutation when I created
Hi,
this
hi.
character.
Hi, I'm back.
Oh god.
hey, how's it going?
I
Yeah.
literally just heard this is what happens when wreckage goes.
Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening.
So,
Nothing missed then.
What happened while I went for
are you? One question: are you in the bridge right now?
No, well, okay, what happened with time? Because I was drunk and I went to my quarters.
Oh no,
It
yeah, you
hasn't
would.
been very long.
Okay, then, yep,
I would posit that as you're walking down a corridor, you hear some very disturbing things that you're so drunk you decide not to investigate and to go straight back.
All right, yeah, no, that sounds like a plan to me. Let's not find out what happened while I was gone.
Okay, so Adonai Blur, Adonai's cousin, who is called, I remember this because I'm gonna look.
Blackthorn? No, that was his.
Um,
Nah.
Daxius
Axius
Calamari.
Calamare.
The two twins who we basically refer to as the Swedish twins, right?
Mm-hmm.
The two ladies.
B1 and B2.
And Hans with a bottle of Imperial gold lube. Have all gone back.
Imperial gold lube?
Yeah.
It's the ceremonial loop.
Have all gone back to Blur's hidey hole for basically a fuckfest, and Harmony is about to call his Eldar girlfriend drunk.
And I'm over on the Solar Lady talking to the old guy about his collection of copies.
Yes.
I'm having loads of fun over here.
This is
I
why
I call
don't-
this one the Blue Admiral.
This is why you guys
don't
don't
care.
get invited to lunch with the Inquisitor.
I mean, if we were invited to
This
lunch
is
with
why
the
you
Inquisitor-
should have invited us to lunch with the Inquisitor.
I mean,
that
if
would
you
have been
did,
interesting.
if you did
Oh,
invite
man.
us, we wouldn't have set up an orgy between a lizard and an Inquisitor. Okay, like that's,
Bam, there you go.
You know. All right, so everyone leaves the room.
This one's Red Thunder.
As I'm on my way out, I let my cousin go first. Send a brazen message. Have fun.
I'm not.
I'll
doing
send
it.
pictures.
You can't.
I wait
Still-
for my cousin to leave.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And then finally, this one's the Imperial glory. You can have this one. I'll let it as a present.
Get out of my room.
It's my room. This is my room. You can't claim my.
At this point, I've
I'm
like
not gonna
left.
let you have my room.
At this point, I've like left it in the hallway. He's like bringing it with him. And so I'm just like now in my own little quarters.
They're like
He
Rus-
still has the cans. I'm
He has
just
like a Russian nesting doll of like.
Coffee can.
and then you like slam the door on him, and he can't take the hint. He's still there. He's like, I really like this one. Look, I open it up and more come out. It's lovely. I made it myself. And you're like, I'm going to sleep.
like, please leave me alone.
Okay, I can see you're busy. I'll come back later. Bye. You hear him like clunking off down the corridor and like dropping cans as he goes and picking them up.
I was like, oh, Jesus. I knew I should have never talked to anyone. I'm like rubbing the side of the ship. I'm like, you understand me, though. You get me.
You get the feeling from the ship, like you're not communing with the ship spirit or anything, but you can feel a little little kind of like emotion from the ship that this guy does at least know what he's doing. So he keeps the ship in good repair. He's just crazy and an idiot.
Well, he fits right into the crew.
Yeah. So Harmony.
When everyone leaves the room, I finish my drink
Okay.
in one go, and I'm just like, "You got this, Harmony. You got this. Charming, sensitive, gorgeous. Okay, ring her up. Bring,
Ring, 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 ring. Bring a ring, ring, ring. Hello?
Voila.
It's a male voice. You suddenly become very jealous.
Hi, is Carl there?
I was hoping to speak to Carl, please. She said she'd come with me to prom.
Yeah.
So Carl, otherwise known as, I still can't remember what her name was. I think it was Ilva or something like that.
Ilva, okay.
God damn it! Give me 2 seconds, and you can consider your.
Yes, I'm listening to the hold music of trying to
Yeah.
find an international.
I've got a whole load of fucking notes, and I can't find the name of the Eldar.
Maybe you dialed the wrong number.
It's a possibility. I do that on occasion.
No, it's not up here. So we'll call I'll create the new name, and maybe we'll go back to the old one.
Okay.
Let's go with Ilva.
Ilva, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's percent. I'll do it again. There you go.
Now I know her name.
Now we all know her name.
So yeah, Carl/Ilva answers after a little bit of static and speak.
Hello, Ilva. It is I, Harmony. I was like,
Yes, I knew who it was when I felt your presence pressing against me. How do you know my name?
That's not all I'd like to press against you.
I've known of your name for a while. I just found that we weren't on even terms, as it were. But I feel like now that we've come to some sort of collaboration, that we can speak evenly on things.
My knowledge is vast and unending. I have been alive for millennia. Perhaps our mutual goals currently put us close to what could be called an alliance, but it does not mean we're even by any regards.
All right. See, that is why I'm calling. I wish for an opportunity to be able to consult with your knowledge a little more deeply, a little more intimately than currently.
What type of consultation do you require?
Well, one in person, for a start, and one that would allow me to further my own knowledge of you and your kind.
And also butt stuff.
And do it well. Currently, I am amassing a large war fleet from our craft world to hunt down a existence that can no longer be allowed to live. Possibly in the future, when this is dealt with, I will be able to enlighten you to certain things, but
would you perhaps...
Your presence here would result in your death currently.
I see. Well, I was hoping that perhaps that we might be of some assistance in order for you to speed up the process, as it were.
I command a vast multitude of Eldar and Eldar warships. It will take time regardless, and...
I understand, but perhaps you are thinking more in the direction of warfare and less in the direction of subterfuge. We are but a very talented crew of individuals. We can potentially do things that an army could not.
Did you not get deceived into working with the Dark Eldar and delivering human slaves to a planet where the chaos forces rose?
I do believe that was...
Perhaps subterfuge is not your strong point.
Perhaps, but that was not my call to make.
As a general myself, I quite often listen to the advice and wisdom of my subordinates.
And that is what I would say would put you above our captain.
Fuck you, I always ask. I always ask. Fuck you.
Frankie, don't take it personally. The man is trying to dip his wick in some Eldar.
Yeah,
Look, if he wants to dip his wick in
don't block him.
Look, you want to dip your wick.
Don't bridge block him, man.
Don't bridge block him. Yeah.
If you want to dip your wick in ancient puss, you gotta just be you gotta just be on the level. You just gotta be like, look, I just want to fuck, okay? She's been alive for thousands of years. You think you can slow play her? Just tell her you want to bang.
You know what? I'm probably going to do that.
That's a good point. He brings a good point.
He brings a good point.
She's got more time than you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now that that is out of the way, perhaps we can go to another matter. My understanding of you is not simply limited to just the knowledge you have acquired over your tenure in space. I wish to engage in coitus with you.
I do not understand this monkey word. What does that mean?
Sexual intercourse.
He's doing it. He's going for it. A joining of two peoples. The horizontal mambo. The monster of two backs.
The turtle with 4 flippers. You know.
She's gone, man.
She hung up.
She's gone.
Hello?
What?
Yeah, look, man, I think you still got a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Saying there's a chance.
Ooh, she didn't say no.
I'll call it tomorrow. I'll call it tomorrow. We'll see what's up.
No, you gotta wait like a week, man. Come on. You don't want to seem desperate.
So about that offer for intercourse, is that, you know... So I do the thing like where I'm just like, you know, where someone's holding a phone to their ear, but the other guy hangs up. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll see you later. Okay, bye-bye. And I hang up and I'm just like, yeah,
you do that thing which everyone does after they kind of get rejected by a space elf. You go and watch a lizard fuck a whole load of people.
That's a natural response.
Yeah.
Yes.
It seems like the only natural response.
Right, I do it every time I get rejected by an elf.
Well, he wasn't rejected. He just
maybe she just needs.
Listen, maybe the connection just got back. I mean, we're really far away.
You know what it actually is? She's probably just like, oh fuck, zipping up bags. Like she's putting an overnight bag together.
I mean, here's the mistake, Henley. You didn't tell her that your parents weren't home.
The ancient and powerful elf general is Eldar general is definitely.
I like the idea that I'm just like, yo, girl, my parents ain't home.
Yo, my dad's passed out on the shitter.
Freaking webway gate opens in your room.
You know, at a certain point, you know, you have to respect just confidence, right?
Yeah.
Like,
she didn't know what coitus meant? Really? Come on, I was being coy about that. I don't know how much more coy you can get.
Coy.
Maybe you're too coy. Maybe she doesn't respect coy. Maybe she only respects.
And this is the start of the half human, half Eldar uprising. This is where it began.
And where it ends.
So let's wrap up the day. Beckett Briggs has currently ordered you guys to Grace, I believe.
I will order that when I am done being drunk tomorrow.
Right.
If anybody can walk after.
And there is a giant orgy, which I'm not going to explain because I do enough for this show already.
We're not friends.
Fair.
We'll be able to walk. We have the ceremonial lube.
Sometimes I feel I do too much.
Maybe allow too much.
Yes, allow too much, possibly. That's going on. So that's everyone's having a good time. You know what
I
we're
got a
gonna
coffee
do?
guy.
You got rid of him. To be fair.
Yeah.
So, where is he? He is. There he is. No, that's Toliop. He's dead. I can probably get rid of him. And we are going to have Daxius Calamare roll a. Oh, okay. This is going to be fun. So, Daxius Calamare, all of you guys are fine. Daxius Calamare is out of action for about a week with injuries and a broken arm. So, in the morning when you all sober up and wake up and the drugs...
Sober up? Mate.
Someone's going to have to take...
You mean have my morning Amersec?
Someone's going to have to... someone's going to have to take him to the medbay, basically.
Why do you think we have Hans?
Fine, I will do it. Come on, you big baby.
And as he's like carrying him away, I nudge Adonai in the arm, and I'm like, "Ha! Useful mutation. All mine healed up."
Well,
all the bite marks are your own.
he's the black sheep of the family for a reason, Blair.
Briggs to bridge crew.
Yes, Captain.
Quiet, please.
What's the matter, Captain?
Look, I had a dream last night, okay?
Okay.
I don't actually the static on the Vox phone's giving me a headache. Please report to my ready room. I'm going to tell you about
Blur!
God
Captain wants you for something.
Aye, Captain.
Where did I put my pants?
One of the
Roller
twins has
scrutiny. Roller scrutiny, Homni.
Yeah.
To find pants.
I'm also blind. The blind guy feeling his way around an orgy. Hey,
You find your pants. They were under one of the twins.
I just pull it really hard.
She just like rolls over into her sister and just.
So at the
Great.
ready
Now
room,
my pants smell like sex.
in the ready room.
Don't they always?
In the ready room.
In the ready room.
I
I'm here.
I explain to my crew that we are going to Grace. He's going to acquire his fleet, and we're going to get all of the Imperial foot soldiers.
Imperial Guard, yes.
Imperial Guard. So anyway, I had this dream last night. What is the worst thing about our crew? They're all shit-stained cowards. Correct. So,
I was not going
What
to say
if?
that.
what if we only need like 100,000 of? We're gonna get like 300,000. I don't know how many we're gonna get. We're gonna get a bunch of them. We're gonna get a bunch. We only need like 100,000. What if? Come with me on this journey. What if? Here's my dream. My dream is we drop them all off on a death world with too few supplies and enough guns, and come back in like a week and see who's alive.
That's a brilliant idea, aside from the fact that we need crew to operate the ship.
Yeah, but when I say come back, I mean like we stay in orbit
For how long?
Oh.
until there's 100,000 of them.
I'm not really caught up with my mathematics on genocide, but I think that will take a while.
No, it won't. The play area contracts the whole time, so it takes about 30 minutes.
So yeah,
We will be picking up the guns afterwards, right, Captain?
Of course.
Oh,
Well,
who
well,
cares?
Captain. How does this make them better at flying a spaceship?
It doesn't. It's not about flying the spaceship.
Oh, it'll give them the mental flashbacks from when they killed their family and friends. I like it.
It'll.
You get over those.
All the cowards, all the cowards who are willing to betray us because they're afraid.
what about this, Captain? Instead of wasting all the useful flesh bits, we tell them that we're going to drop them off on this death world for a
Oh.
battle royale, and
Uh-huh.
those who cow out are the ones you get rid of. Those who will go and fight, you keep on. That way you
Okay.
don't actually have to kill them.
Oh, I understand the
There's a problem
captain's
with
thing now. He wants to basically foster more hatred for him. So when they do actually mutiny against the captain, they're better people.
Oh.
So these guys.
he wants a challenge.
Yeah, he
I
wants a
get it.
challenge. Yeah.
These
Ah.
guys will be Imperial guards, so they're used to following orders and this kind of thing. The
Kill your
opportunity
friends.
to-
Hi, sir.
I mean, like, this is the thing. You guys were that Imperial guard, one of those Imperial Guard regiments. You know, and you saw what it was like there. It's not going to be any worse on the road
I
trip.
look at
They'll
my
probably
characters-
like it more.
I look at my
Lucky
other
you.
characters in the eye when they come on board. I'm just like, I want him in my retinue.
Luckily enough,
What was it?
none of mine survived.
Major Sergeant Private.
Major
Yeah,
Sergeant
Major Sergeant Private said. I had
Or
the
Sergeant
guy from
Major-
the first
Major Private.
squad made it.
Sergeant Major Private. That's right.
because you put the rank before the name, and you were a sergeant, not a major.
Sergeant Major Private.
Well, Captain, I mean, as long as we're not doing anything heretical like sacrificing them to anybody,
No,
I have no problem with it.
We're just culling them against Mother Nature.
And which death world are we planning on using, Captain?
Well, we have one. It's all icy and shit. Does it have yeah?
Aren't you worried that they might, I don't know, at some point?
Expire naturally.
Well, no, I was going to say jeopardize our mining operations.
You don't
I'm
have
sure
any-
there's more than one continent on that planet. I don't recall.
Yeah, no, there is, but no.
We'll put them on the continent without the mining operation.
Your operation is recovering archaeotech, which is deep in the ground.
Right. So it's a
that
very
won't-
straightforward operation.
Yeah, that won't be dealt. That won't have a problem with that. So
And this is fantastic. Should our attempts to recover archaeotech unleash some sort of ancient evil and it turns into a video game level, there'll be plenty of bodies and guns and ammo around for whoever ends up being the player character.
Neato.
win-win.
What
I
could
mean,
go wrong?
it's your ship, Captain.
And
And
my
planet.
planet. And my soldiers after we got there.
Yes, of course, Captain.
I mean,
Suppose so.
speak up if you have a problem with this plan. I think it's the only way to get rid of all the shitty people in our crew.
I don't think they're that bad. I actually quite
Of course
like
you
most
don't
of
think
these
they're that
idiots.
bad. They didn't try and kill you.
As you say this, Harmony, a servo skull chasing a naked lubed person flies past the door, going yeah.
As I was saying, I like our current crew.
I thought I fixed that.
Our current crew.
Did they break into our room, Harmony? Because
Our current crew.
That's the
Imperial Gold
industrial
Standard.
Our
It's
current
not
crew.
Good loot.
Our current crew
Some motor
is
oil.
so cowardly and heretical that
How cowardly are they?
within 15 minutes of someone boarding the ship and proposing that they set a bunch of bombs and mutiny,
Mhm.
they were all on board.
That's because you keep killing them, sir.
I keep killing them for this kind of shit.
I mean, it's clearly not
Oh.
working.
it does seem like a vicious cycle.
I understand. Instead of just executing them one by one until morale improves, execute a lot of them. That way, there's no one to have bad morale.
Ah.
Exactly. I execute all of the ones who would have shitty morale and be cowards are going to die down there. That's how it works.
But what about the ones who will be brave and will attempt to take your life? And
They wouldn't
mutiny?
attempt to take my life because they're brave. And the
That-
only people to attempt to take my life have done so because they were scared.
Just noble logic.
Yeah, that's some noble ass logic.
Just,
Being nobles, quite a couple of you would approve of this, basically. I would-
I already said that I only have a problem. As long as we're not being heretical, I don't care how many of his own men he wants to kill.
it's not like you're just trying to piss them all off.
As speaking from experience of fighting in a slave legion like that, yeah, it does piss you off quite a bit.
Right?
What if you offer them
s-
some sort of like warm?
They are
meal at the
Imperial
end?
Guardsmen, so
Speaking-
in fairness, they should just know their place.
If anyone has Imperial has common law, let's say Imperial law war or anything along those
I do.
lines that would make sense.
I have.
I also
Kimlo.
do.
Give me a roll.
Common lore Imperial Navy.
Sure, that'll work.
Oh shit!
Oh, I do have that.
You're still drunk. It's fine.
I have nope.
I mean, you have it. You don't know about this specific thing.
Un segundo.
I once read a book where they offered a chicken dinner at the end of a conflict.
Prizes for victory.
What if you?
The
What if
prize is living.
What if
Bre-
you? What if we
Briggs,
make
do you
it
have any
more like
What
I don't know.
what was it? Common lore.
war or Imperial Navy? You know, anything kind of tactical military.
No. I only have common lore Imperium and scholastic lore Astra, which I don't think either. of those
Man, I love the fact that I'm more
What?
like versed in
If
war.
If you roll common law Imperium and let's say four degrees of success or above, that will also.
Well, I might as well roll if you're just gonna throw it out there like that. 1.1.
Okay, so Harmony knows for some fucking reason.
I read a book.
There's no reason Harmony knows anything. Was banging a dude and he told me.
Yeah, exactly.
Harmony knows, and
Oh, I'm a captain of a big ship. Really? Have you sucked a dick before?
the conditions on the righteous hysteria and just generally how Captain Briggs runs his ships and everything is so much more impressive and better than how the Imperial Guard are treated, that they would literally kill their grandma to get on the ship. And especially given the conditions they're probably under right now, basically this deal is so good, it would probably make them more loyal.
Okay, so here's what happens, right? I'm sitting there just like, the captain's going, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, war fighting, blah, blah, blah. Killing all the heretics, blah, blah, blah. And then like the speaker comes on and is like, just letting you know, the breakfast bar is now open. Feel free to come and take some sandwiches. And then it's just like, and I was like, Captain, did you know that your ship would actually probably be a much better livelihood for the Imperial Guard than they're probably used to? In fact, I am told by a very good source, get a flashback of me just like sweaty for some reason, like, flashback here. It's like, by a very, very good source, I mean, very, very good source. That
Yes.
the Imperial Guard would probably kill their own grandmother to be a part of your crew.
Exactly. So they'll kill each other and they'll cull the weaklings and they'll all be super thankful for the
Why
opportunity.
don't instead you just get rid of X amount of crew until you fill it up with Imperial Guard? That way you keep all the good Imperial Guards and get rid of the shitty crew that you don't want.
Well, because I don't know who the good Imperial Guards are.
Yeah.
I know because I played a shitty Imperial Guard that there are cowardly Imperial Guards who are willing to trade or mutiny to try and survive.
But there are...
You mean you?
Twice.
Which, need I remind you, you died every time, so you don't exist anymore.
And you killed me just to spite me.
No, that character actually survived that wreckage character, so he may come onto the ship.
Yeah, exactly. I need to call the character that I played that's shitty. I don't want him on my ship.
Captain, if you had any stock in your bridge crew, I would recommend you don't kill the people who are literally trained in combat, because we don't have many of those.
We also don't have use for as many as we're going to get.
Yeah, so you're going to get a lot of people off these regiments.
As far as I can tell,
they've
we
been-
can just get rid of our current crew and just have these guys.
But Harmony, in fairness, our current crew knows the righteous hysteria and how it works.
We can't
And
get rid of all
the
of our
Imperial guardsmen do not.
And in the hallway, there's a guy skidding on his ass with lube.
just doing the dog thing, like
No, he's
Look.
spinning like a plate on the ground. Like,
He got a servo skull on his head.
That's Full Metal Jimmy. Or full
There's-
muscle Jim.
Full muscle Jimmy.
Don't look at him.
There's
Full muscle.
obviously we have to keep some number of our crew to teach the new crew what to do, and obviously not all of our crew is shitty, but enough of our crew is shitty that it's really holding us back.
I just don't want the inevitable to happen. And when I say inevitable, I mean all the good ones die, and we only get left with a handful.
The good ones can't. That doesn't make any sense. How do the good ones die and the shit ones live? That's not how that works.
Yeah, I mean, what's going to happen with this most likely is you're going to get a crew who isn't cowardly and prone to mutiny, and also either the strongest or the craftiest. So, you know,
Or the luckiest, because sometimes you just drop onto the battlefield, you go into a safe house, and there's nothing in there.
Basically, mechanically speaking, if you carry out this task and kind of set it up correctly and everything, you're going to end up, instead of a crew with skill of 30, a crew with a skill of 40, so everything they roll will be 40 or lower as success, and also probably like a personal security force with skills of 50, I'd say, would be appropriate.
And
Okay.
maybe some sort of passive that's like +1 to
Boarding or
solve
something, yeah.
or
Well,
something.
that would, yeah.
Okay, well, go ahead and do it. I just unnecessary life loss doesn't.
You
Look,
said that
okay,
they would
okay.
kill their grandma to get on
the
the ship.
entirety of 40k
Okay,
is
okay,
unnecessary life loss.
Yeah, like, look, we live in a world. We live in this world. None of these Imperial Guardsmen. You know what? I'm being ordered by Inquisitor Chant to go exterminate that planet, and I'm gonna do it. And I don't have to pick them up before I do it. That's how this world works.
Yeah.
Imperial Guardsmen,
Hey, Imperial Guards, we're here to save you, but we can only carry 150,000 of you.
to fight to the death to see who gets on board. No, we're gonna take them to the death world first, and they'll have like a buffet before they get there. You know, I'm gonna wine and dine them before I make them fight to the death.
So what you can do
Dinner and a
is
movie.
you can pick up a fair portion of the Imperial Guard, enough to, you know, populate your ships 10-20 fold. You know, like the Imperial Guard regiments are millions. And the wars tend to be millions versus millions. It's fucking chaos. Not quite literally, but now literally. So you can transport them all back to the planet and then set it up so it's like a death world, and you can keep bringing people there to survive there and take the strong ones as you need them. Because you have the agreement with Damaris as well to bring people over, so you can easily set this up, and you can even, if you like, go off and, you know, gather some deadly creatures that can survive on ice death worlds. And, you know, make it
does
more
it
deadly.
not come pre-packaged with deadly creatures?
No, I mean the world is ice. It's not deadly. It's just a little bit
Cold.
difficult to survive. It's cold, yeah. You know.
Well, what are they gonna
food
like
is
hunt and
scarce
eat and shit? Like, okay, I guess. Okay, all right. So it turns out we have to go get a menagerie first.
if you want, yeah.
Well, we have to go get a. Mercer,
Well, I mean,
Mercer, I need you to design, like an arc. I need you to convert some of our storage bays into places where we can contain horrible, savage monsters that we can then go put on our death world.
Can I mechanically augment them?
Yeah,
you say
sure,
can?
awesome. Boss.
Where is
what?
he?
Who's the,
Where'd
what?
that voice come from?
He's like outside your door. He's like, I heard can. I bought
What are
some
you
cans
doing?
for you."
How'd you get on the ship?
Well, you're still on the other ship at the moment.
Oh, I came over.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's why I was so confused.
That didn't happen then.
Oh.
I like the idea that he's walking around the other ship and he's like,
So
"Where
I'm
is that
pretty sure-
Mercer? I have more cans to show you."
I'm pretty sure the monster with the rockets and the chainswords for arms is the boss. So, yeah, go ahead, Mercer. You go crazy.
So this is
Excellent.
more like the battle royale on Ark than it is on like.
Like it's
Player
slowly
unknowns,
becoming its
I don't
own
know.
thing. It's
No,
It's slowly-
so let me put it in perspective. I don't know if you've ever played the battle royale on Ark, but you know you fight to the center to fight a T-Rex with laser beams and machine guns. So
So if any of you would like to roll Forbidden Law Xenos or Common Law Koronus Expanse.
That one they can do.
I can
Whoa,
purchase
dude.
Xenos, but not yet.
Nice.
Dude.
If what if I have both?
I like the idea that
both.
Harmony's just like, yeah. What was the other one?
Haha.
Common Law Koronus Expanse.
Haha.
Why do you know nothing about Xenos, Blur?
Oh.
Every single Forbidden Law Xenos is just.
I like the idea that one day Blur's like, I got this really bad itch behind my head. It's like, that's because you are a blah blah blah. How do you know that? But I know.
Randomly one day, it's gonna come out.
It's gonna happen. Yeah. So, let's say Harmony. You've heard probably while you were banging some dude or lady, some highborn. You've heard. Let's have a look out here.
You're quite as big as this Xenos story.
Actually, yeah, okay. So you've heard of some form of deadly beast that populates Burnscour, which, if you look at your map, you'll see it's way up in the north up there.
Oh, dude, we get to go fucking steal a cool guy.
See, I like to imagine that Harmony knows about this because some dude was trying to, or some lady was trying to chat Harmony up, like telling a story about an awesome hunt that they went on.
Yeah, it was on Footfall just after Harmony as Claw Chopper decimated the bar. And
no, this is exactly what happened. I can tell you what happened. Some lady's just like, she chats me. I was just like, and I'm just like, oh, so what do you do? It's like, I don't do anything, but my husband hunts very badass monsters. The last one, he's over in.
I don't do anything.
And then I'm just like, interesting. So your husband's away for how long? Oh, multiple years, actually. And I'm just like, great. So that's where I know that. So
okay, so yeah, you know that there is a particularly fearsome hunter beast on Burnscour that is currently Burnscour is basically like it's not a molten world, but it's very hot. It's kind of.
How is that monster going to survive on our ice world?
Because I'm going to fix it.
Yeah, Mersim is going to get his medical guys together.
So you're telling me that they're going to be walking along, and then out from the ice bursts some sort of like half lava monster that has for like a spine a heating unit that keeps it hot, like with like flames and shit coming out of it.
Well, think of it like this: they're all
that
wrapped up
honestly
in.
sounds really cool.
So
They're wrapped up in winter furs, and then all of a sudden it gets deadly hot because of this monster. I'm down.
So you don't know.
Also, I mean, you don't want the monster to murder all of your Imperial Guardsmen. You want about 100,000 left. So you've got to, fire monster, ice world. It's
a handicap.
So you don't.
Gentlemen, I'm excited to inform you that the monsters you're fighting will be operating under a handicap.
Well,
it's an ice world, and they're made of fire. Good luck.
So you don't have the detail. You don't have the details on what it is. But if you inquire with Mersim, he can tell you that he can alter genetically with the help of his, the Medicae Mechanicus that came on board. You can alter it to be able to be effective as a hunter, also on an ice world.
I like the idea too that if I need more information, I can just look for her name in my black book of bangs.
And who was also successful? Blur was successful. Yeah. Blur, about. You've heard about a more of a gargantuan beast that's on Cobalt, which is kind of to the left of where you guys are right now. You can see it. It's a white unclassified world. And you don't know anything about Cobalt. You don't know much about Cobalt itself. It does seem to be similar, so it's frozen. You don't know about the beast, but you've heard that it is predatory and massive. So it could also suit the...
that makes it easier to find, because we know where to look. No. And it's massive, so you can't miss it. I like the idea we just fly around with a giant net attached to the bottom of the ship and just scoop it up.
Those are the two kind of the two biggest. You assume that there are also going to be other types of wildlife from both of these places that would possibly also suit, but those are the ones you've heard about, like the infamous.
Can we just like take the planet with us and then just like shake it over the other planet?
You know, I allow a lot of shit, Henley. I'm not going to allow that.
What if I do it with my mind?
I mean, we talked about this when you wanted to deflect a ship. Like later, maybe. Now, not quite.
GB, I just want to point out 18 degrees of success.
18 degrees of success.
I know.
That's what I need to create a black hole. You only need 18 degrees of success. If I roll 18 degrees of success on a knowledge roll,
Is that even possible?
I'll go back in time to the moment where I'm banging the person and just be like, nice form, Harmony. And then Harmony will be like, I know, right? High five. And then that'll create a black hole.
Let's see, 18 degrees of success. Yeah, I could get it on a tech roll. I can get a 19, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
Overpowered players.
Yeah.
Hardly. I rolled the same
Speak for your
way
goddamn
everyone else
self.
did.
Seriously?
Right. So, Captain, what's the order? We gonna go?
Oh yeah, right.
Capture
So
some animals?
this is really confusing. Ah.
So
What? Okay. Hold on a second. Is there room, cheapy?
Yeah.
For the Imperial Guardsmen on our asteroid base?
Absolutely.
All right.
Do you mean the repurposed orc facility, or do you mean your planet?
My asteroid base, because the planet is the Death World.
The planet is currently a world you have. It is not yet a death world. It would never be classified like that. So you can dump them on the planet, be like, we'll be back soon. If you want to start killing each other, feel free. We'll be back soon with monsters. And that's perfect.
Oh, we better do that before they show up again.
This is where you're gonna fight to the death.
Yeah.
But we don't have the monsters yet, so please make camp, like sing songs.
Get to know each other.
Here's what you do. You tell them, listen, there's 400,000 of you. We're going to go get some monsters.
There's
Whatever.
only food for 100,000 of you.
There's room for 150,000 of you. If there happens to be 150,000 when we get back, maybe we don't drop the monsters on you.
Well, see, the thing is, if you wanna
hilarious.
if you wanna keep producing crack soldiers with which to
Yeah, we needed to create a system. So
Yeah.
I enjoy the thought of a system that involves like staying on the asteroid, then being taken to the planet, which has been prepared. And the problem with that is order of operations here. We have to go exterminus grace now. And then we're going to have the people now. And our death world isn't ready yet. So I'm thinking of like a B&B, or more like, someone come up with a joke that's B&B, but Warhammer 40K or something.
Good one.
We absolutely nailed it.
okay, so if you guys we'll do the cobalt. If you guys go to the Koronus Bestiary quickly, page 11, you will see the Creeping Stalker, which is what will be on.
Wait,
for you.
what is this a book called?
Yeah, it's a handout PDF, part of the whole thing.
You
So
said page
Koronus-
11?
Yeah.
It's
So that's-
Worm Bear.
Pretty much, yeah. The Creeping Stalker is a giant ice worm.
I'm confused where we're
buries
looking for
itself.
this, by the way. I'm sorry.
He gave us a bunch of books, right?
Yeah, you remember all the rule books?
Yeah.
There should be one called the Koronus Bestiary.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Dave didn't save all of them.
No, I have them. I'm just trying to find it.
So you guys can take a look at the one you're going to be picking up at Cobalt. It's basically a giant ice worm that buries. I'm not sure how big it is. I think it is kind of the size of a skyscraper, maybe a bit bigger. Probably a bit thicker as well. So
That's it.
Okay.
All right, Mercer, get to work on something that can fit that.
Oh, you can fit that in your ship.
Just getting on there with alive.
Yeah, I mean, like you could. I'll just say kind of like arbitrarily.
Oh, you're gonna have to finish the Inquisitorium so we can capture these monsters with the Inquisitorium.
I'd say arbitrarily you can probably easily fit about 10 on, and then probably about 4 or 5 on your frigate. On the by the way, you don't know the name of your ship, which is the Solar Lady.
Yes. Oh, I named her.
Lady.
Yeah.
Got it.
I reckon didn't know it.
It is down in the list of things. It should be.
All right.
Nice.
How fast do these things breed?
They don't breed fast, but one of them could probably destroy. Could probably eat in a day about 10,000 people.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
Happily. So this.
And they can't swim, right?
There's nothing to really swim in, to be honest. It's ice.
Well, then how do we keep terrible 10,000 a person monster from mining operation? This is my concern.
This is a valid question.
Well,
Can Mersum rig them with a collar that causes them to explode if they get too close to the mining operation?
I would say
no. They don't learn anything if they just explode. You guys give them.
Yeah, I would say that I would say that Mersum can probably set up some kind of barrier that would keep them away from, because the mining operation is very small. It's basically a cache. It's like a set of tunnels that go to different caches that you're uncovering and bringing up. And it's a small part of the planet, so the rest of the planet would be open, and Mersum could take like a day and set up a barrier to stop them coming through. Very, very basic stuff. And the other animals that you can get, from what you know, are smaller and kind of like predatory stalkers. So they're like strike from the shadows in packs kind of thing. So those ones won't be as hard to capture and bring back en masse.
Sounds good.
So either you can go for either of them or neither of them, like depending what you want to do. But the first step would be to go and get your population basically.
Right. We have to go to Grace and we have to exterminate it.
Hey, Wreckage.
Yeah.
Go to page 22. I think I found your worm bear.
I don't have this PDF.
Oh, it's a sand tiger. It is very, very much a worm bear.
Holy crap! The thing on 16 looks fucking gross.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that would be the worm bear. Okay. So yeah, you have a not desiccated but preserved thing of this.
It looks like a fucking. You know what it looks like? It looks like a a hairless otter with like a fucking vagina mouth.
You
I was going to think more like a lamprey.
On what vaginas look like, sir.
Yeah, that's a lamprey mouth.
That's what an Eldar vagina looks like.
Teeth included.
Yeah.
So I've put that up in the chat for those people watching as well. That's the sand bear, or sorry, not sand bear. It's the sand tiger, which we're calling the worm bear now. That's what Wreckage has a corpse of stacked up there.
Yeah, there we go. See, you were all like a worm and a bear. That doesn't make any sense. Look at this. This is a worm and a bear.
Actually,
It is a worm and a bear.
So...
I mean, I stand corrected.
All right, there we go. Glad that got settled then.
Something I was talking about a long time ago as well. If any of you are interested, I believe I spoke to this to a couple of you. If you go to page 37, you'll see the Void Kraken, which is really a sight to see. But anyway, yes. Yeah. Do you guys want to start heading out towards Grace, or do you want to chill here for a little bit?
Captain.
Yeah.
Anything else that needs doing?
What's up? Oh, right. We got to go. So have them. We're here at the place. Have them start preparing, the staying accommodations for like 1 million Imperial Guardsmen. Okay. And then we will, after we exterminate Grace, and first we pick up the Imperial Guardsmen, then we exterminate Grace. Then
would you like to stop by at Damaris on the way to kind of like organize a little bit more kind of provisions?
Yes, we're gonna need to feed these many people. Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll do that, and then we're gonna go hunting for crazy animals to put on our death world to sufficiently challenge our Imperial guardsmen to wean them down to the best crew possible, so that we get a huge crew benefit and bonus with resolve and skill checks and everything, and then profit.
Should we take our last break?
Sure. Let's do that.
So yes, I believe you guys were just pretty much preparing to set off to Grace to exterminatus an entire planet.
Woo!
Go ahead.
Travel rolls.
Mr. Adonai, please take it away.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, so-
I'm a navigate.
Yep.
I would
So-
like to return to the Solar Lady.
Okay. Waiting for you at the bay as you get off the shuttle is...
He's banging two coffee cans together. It's like,
He's like, look, I found a new use for cans. And he kind of beats out of, like, Harmony would hate it because it's, like, out of tune. It sounds terrible. He's like, I made music.
You made noise.
I actually
What-
know
what's
someone
the-
who
what's-
makes music.
What's the difference?
I'll have you meet Harmony one of these days.
I'll show him my can collection.
No, he might like it. I'm sure he's got bottles collection.
Everyone likes my can collection. They can't get enough of it.
I've been on the ship. I've seen some really nice cans on there.
I'll have to have a look. I can add them to my collection. Are there any better than the Imperial Glory?
They're pretty good. I don't think you could take them though.
Maybe I could put in a request to the captain. He seems like a sensible person. He must know the value of cans.
I don't know if he
I
likes
honestly don't
cans.
know. I don't know if he likes cans.
Do you mind if I talk to the captain and ask him about my cans?
Maybe later. We're making a warp jump.
Oh, right. Well, I better go off, and he kind of like, tucks like cans into his jacket, and like, maybe one behind his ear, and just like. I know. As I said that, I was like, that sounds fucking ridiculous.
It's a tiny can. It's just really thin.
Yeah,
long,
it's got like
a
it's
pencil.
got like a little yeah. It's like a tube can.
It's the weirdest can ever.
It's
Or-
like a pixie stick,
Yeah, it's
Or-
a pixie stick of like Imperial coffee for when they're out in the field and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They just crack it. Coffee comes out.
I have succeeded in navigating the ship.
Hey.
I'm glad. Like I like the idea that
How
we
long
just
do we spend
it
in the
just-
warp?
it just happens now. Like
So you guys, you'll make a stop off at Damaris. No real reason to create a scene for that, to be honest, because
I don't know. I feel like
you
blowing
have-
up a planet on the way. Then what do you guys think?
you're going to somewhere
we
to
need
blow up a
Mars.
planet. Why do you need to blow up more?
Because why
Um,
not?
'Cause, look, if I don't leave this sector,
Do you want a
fucked-
separate warp roll for each jump on this?
No, well, you've gone to Grace before, so
Yeah.
this is a straight shot, and you succeeded your rolls. I assume you used to reroll there.
I did.
Have any of you guys seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
No,
Yes.
Not yet, no.
So there's a scene in there they do.
please
where,
don't say anything about it.
Spoilers.
Fine, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about.
So, it's probably going to take you about 15 days to get to Grace. Let's
Oh,
say
goody.
let's say 17, including your stop off at Damaris, but that
All right.
won't count.
So we're spending 15 days in the warp. That's a lot of rolls on the chart of terrible.
Exactly
rolls on the chart,
7
terrible.
days later, I make another call.
Well, you do that. I'm gonna make rolls on the roll of terrible.
All right,
So
don't,
it's gonna
don't
be fun.
kill us. Don't kill us.
I'm going to be working on the
I'm
Inquisitorial.
gonna try.
Correct the
No,
math.
you're not going to try. You're going to do.
How much lead do you think you'll need to make a space anchor?
I'm sure that if I took all of the spare
I'm gonna
coffee
take
cans that
that
he had,
for first.
Okay.
I'm gonna take that for our second. I'm gonna take that for a third.
Wait, aren't the rolls? Okay, so this is backwards. I forget. Like for some reason they made this
Yeah.
one backwards.
Sometimes
charts
they
back.
do.
My rolls on the chart of bad, you want high.
Yeah.
Isn't it the same as yours, Harmony? Don't
No.
you want the high?
No, you do not.
Oh
want the
no,
high
no! If you
ones.
roll 75 or higher, that goes to the weird.
that goes
Oh.
to, that goes
Coming
to the
out
get
rules
fucked
and-
rolls. So.
Okay.
Yeah, mine is for navigator. When I'm rolling on things, I want to roll high. I don't know why. They're just like navigators will be weird now. Congratulations.
You do have a third eye in your head.
So you're making a call to Ilva.
Yep.
As you make the call, you get a connection, but you don't feel any attention or any response. Let's say you get some flashes of images,
Mhm,
which
mhm.
is in effect an Eldar. I would assume you know that. Let's make a Forbidden Law Xenos roll to give you a little bit of insight into what you're seeing.
How's Harmony when he makes his call? Is he in the tub? Is he on his bed? in
You know
his
what? Yeah,
robe,
I'm in a bubble bath. Yeah, just like
For-
shaving my
for-
legs. You know, like.
For someone who is vastly ignorant of the world and the universe. And
Look, I
everything,
fucked a lot of dudes.
You know a
okay?
lot of shit. You know a lot of like every time you're just like, I remember this one time.
No. I explained this in the chat. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
not that I remember things. It's that when I'm just like, I wonder why this is the case, and then I get a flashback to just a sex scene where I learned this. Like that's what
Yeah.
it was. Like that's
Yeah.
that's what it is. So.
So what the kind of the images, the flashing you're getting
Mhm.
is a fully decked out Eldar warlock,
Mm.
currently in kind of like what seems to be training of some kind, fighting a fully equipped and giant Eldar dreadnought.
Okay, and I'm in a bubble bath shaving my legs.
Yeah, and then we're talking like full on action scene, like flips and like firing lightning and like bubbles of force protecting like this huge like sword of
Mhm.
like weird alien design. Like,
Well, I
crashing
can't
down
think of
on-
a more perfect time to talk to the bitch. So I'm sick.
Are you gonna try and like push in and like be like, hey, so can we have a chat right now?
No, I'm just gonna apologize. You know, if she can hear me, she doesn't have to say anything in response.
Okay.
But so does she? Do I know that she can hear me?
No. She seems to be 100% concentrated on fighting a giant war machine.
I don't know whether I should push the issue.
So it's kind of like she's in a
So
like you're in a
let
bar
me-
brawl, and then your phone starts ringing. You're like, not right now.
No, I would answer and be like, hello, ting, ting, ting. You know?
Let me just pull up for you.
Well, let's say you were in a bar brawl with the Mountain and Dwayne The Rock Johnson and
Odd.
Stone Cold Steve Austin all at the same time,
Yeah. I'd still
let
answer
me
the
give
phone
you
call.
an
and they're standing on top of
idea.
each other.
You don't know how important my phone calls are, man.
So
I
these things are very, very, they're probably like 20 foot tall, maybe maybe a bit, maybe even taller than that.
What
that's
does
some
my
idea.
future wife have? Why is she fighting these things?
Well, you can see like multitudes of figures around this. You assume from your Forbidden Law roll and from what you remember of fucking someone
Mhm.
that she's basically instructing and training right now.
Okay. Can I just wait?
Okay, I'd say like you would.
I mean, I'm in the
Har-
bath shaving my legs. I mean, I'm getting
Yeah,
full view of
yeah.
this, so it's kind of just like,
Well,
oh, I'll
yeah.
just watch, you know.
Yeah, you could sit and watch, but this is probably going to go on for quite a long time, like days.
I don't know how long you be in the bath, bro, but
These space trips, they take a long time.
they do. In fact, I have how many days left? Another 7,
Another 8.
8
yeah.
days. So, you know what? I just leave the connection going.
Do you want to like wait until she's done and
Yeah,
then try
yeah.
and okay.
Yeah, she'll shoot, and then she'll be like, "Hello," and I'm like, "Thanks for holding." And I'm-
Yeah, I'd say it probably takes another 3 days.
That's
for-
cool. I take a really long bath. Very pruny.
Yeah, the point you're like, oh, pruny, you're like,
But eventually it kind of like wears down, and you know, you kind of the image fades, and you get the impression that this was like more. It was intentionally showing you
What she's
the
saying.
basically saying like a mix of "can't you see I'm fucking busy"
Mhm.
and also "cower mortal, for I am all powerful."
I mean, I respect that she's busy, right?
Yeah.
But I certainly don't cower.
No, she's impressive, to say the least.
I know.
Yes, now she's a bit intrigued.
He didn't cower at me. That's a first. No, not really. So yeah, I just wait till she's ready to talk.
Okay.
And I'm just like, does she say something to me? Like maybe I'm sitting there drinking, like at the bars, like eating a cherry or something like that, and
You get when the mental link properly establishes, as it were, you get a feeling of fatigue, maybe a little bit frayed nerves, and kind of like you get it like a what?
oh, what was her name again?
Ilva.
Ilva. I was like, Ilva. I just a very impressive training resume, I might say, but I just wanted to apologize. I wasn't quite in a comprehensible mental state last time we conversed. I might have said too much about my feelings or intentions.
The communication between us, I could the equivalent of like I could smell the alcohol on your breath is
Okay.
what she kind of expresses to you.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, I don't have constant dealing with monkeys, but I am very aware that certain of your race like to get inebriated, and I understand the mechanics of it.
Yes. So, then I hope you'll take my apology to heart when I say that I do wish to be an acquaintance of yours, possibly closer than that, and our friendship and should continue onward strongly.
You get the impression of a strong, ancient pressure pushing against your mind, and basically the equivalent of her moving towards the microphone. And she says, "Bring me the head of a Dark Eldar and we'll talk," and then hangs up.
And I was like, It shall be done!
I'm so happy for you.
And Harmony has his quest.
He's got a side quest to get to Booty. He's
Get
hit the
that
heart
booty.
4 times. Now he's just got to go complete the faction quest.
So maybe she like hangs up and I'm just like, I finish the rest of my drink and then I'm just like, fucking yeah! And I just throw the bottle against like the wall and it just smashes and like maybe Hans is like,
What's for your throwing things?
you slipped! You broke the glass. Don't worry, I'll clean it up.
You naughty boy. Now I have to clean this up. Bend over.
I have no time for your German posterior anymore, Hans. I have a new conquest.
Oh no! Poor Hans.
And then maybe like as you're kind of doing this, you just hear this like clank 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 going down the corridor. A couple of like tinny like ding ding dings. And they're like, "Does anyone know where Captain Briggs is? I need to talk to him about cans."
I like open the door. I'm just like, shh. Oh, he has a ready room that he loves to be disturbed in. It's just down the hallway.
Down the hallway?
Yes,
Okay.
down the hallway. It actually has ready room. It says do not disturb, but ignore that. It's a practical
Yes,
joke.
yes,
Dave.
yes. All right.
Dave.
Thank you,
Dave.
strange naked man.
Henley, why are you killing the funny NPC?
I mean, I'm not doing anything of the sort.
Clunk, 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 click, click. Oh, he's like picking up his can. Captain Briggs? Captain Briggs? Are you in there?
The door opens and I am clad in my full armor.
Hello, Captain Briggs. I am. Oh, fuck me! I can't remember his name now. I saw it here not long ago.
But you're gonna call me Coffee Bro.
I am Mechanicus.
Arid Hizzle.
Ered Hizzle. At your service. I bring cans, and I heard there was many over here. Was it? It was Mercer who told him that the cans were over here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah, I
shit.
told him that there's some really nice cans on that ship.
I was wondering if you'd allow me a brief leave of work to add to my collection. And he drops a can and picks it back up.
Why are you collecting cans?
Cans are wonderful. Do you not
Why?
have you not yet learned the beauty? And like he like opens his arms and cans just fucking fall on the floor. Have you not learned the beauty of cans yet? Let me help you. Look at this
Whoa,
one. This is the
slow
Imperial
down.
glory.
Slow down. Why are cans? Why? Why do you care?
I don't understand the question.
Why do you care about cans?
They're beautiful.
They're
Beautiful.
okay.
Look.
Uh-huh.
Beauty. This one is called Imperial glory. I've had this for a long time.
Okay. Right.
Picks up another one. This one's Red Thunder. It's it tastes
Okay.
great.
Okay.
Reminds me of the
Okay.
good old days.
All right. So, okay. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Why?
Keep going. What could go wrong?
Look. Okay. Cans. Beautiful.
Yes. Cans.
That's what you're saying. Is the
Yes.
cans are beautiful.
Cans are beautiful.
Why? Okay. Pretend I'm blind. Explain
Right.
it to me.
Well, they look a bit like bullets, right? So already
Almost.
wonderful.
Right.
You use them to store liquids. Usually,
Okay, but these
liquids,
cans are all
sometimes
empty.
No, well, yes, but they weren't always empty. And when you look at the can, like Imperial Glory right here, and you
No.
can remember the good times of when you were drinking from them.
Right. Okay. So this sounds.
You get the feeling that he's insane.
Yeah, no,
he
I-
doesn't have a.
What gave
Yeah.
it away?
What did you say your name was again?
My name is
Aaron.
Ered Hizzle.
Arid Hizzle.
Yes,
Um.
tech priest Ered Hizzle. I maintain the name was changed. I can't remember what the name.
Right.
is.
Solar Lady.
Yeah.
The Solar Lady. Yes.
Right. So, Arid Hizzle, are you aware
Yes.
that you like this whole can worship thing? This is you're having a false idol to the God Emperor.
I don't worship cans. I just think they're beautiful.
Okay, you just like them a lot.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
Okay.
I don't have a shrine to them.
You don't have a shrine
Back at
again.
No. If you went back to my room, give me like 20 minutes. But if you go back to my room, you won't find a shrine of cans or anything like that.
You know what? I'm not going to go back to my room. You're going to stay right here. But I am going to order someone to check your room for a shrine of cans before you get back there.
Of course. Totally understandable. There is no and he is fiddling with his arm. Of course, there's nothing wrong. On the
Sir, we just reported an explosion on the other ship.
There's been an explosion on the other ship. A couple of rooms have been destroyed. A couple of people have died. Yeah,
Oh,
nothing
shit.
to worry about.
What the hell?
He self-destructs the other ship just to cover up the fact that he is a shrine of cans.
He has a
I'd like-
shrine of cans.
So I'm going to give this guy a fair chance here, and roll scrutiny to see if I noticed him do that.
Okay.
Boop boop. Ah, that's a 0, man. I don't
Yeah,
think
That
you
is
see.
a not a success.
I don't
I'm
think
going to
you
use my fate point to add 10 to that.
Oh shit!
Why?
You want to kill Can Man?
Look at
So
the
I'm
You're
iris.
making a choice. You were making a choice, sir.
I gave him a fair chance for me to roll less than what would be good enough.
And you failed. You failed that chance, and now you're making a decision. you put this to chance and you failed, and you're making a choice.
No, it came with
This is a
intent.
choice, Wreckage. You gotta live with this.
Let's get that gif of Michael Jackson. Who is it? Anyway, that gif of the guy
No.
saying, "Just stop, stop." Michael Jordan.
Stop.
That's who it is. Michael Jordan.
Anyway, so I am going to quickly vox Mersim. Mersim,
Okay.
Ken?
anything suspicious just happened over on the Solar Lady?
Yeah, we had a minor interior explosion. I'm checking it out now.
It's
So,
the pipes. It's the pipes. They're bad pipes. I've been trying to fix them, but the other mechanicus, they just won't listen to me. They don't like cans either.
I kill him. I use my executing pistol and I put it between his eyes and I blow his brains out and I say heretic.
Okay, he's dead.
No.
You have to
I would like a moment of silence. I would like a moment of silence, please, for my best NPC ever so far.
I like. Maybe I'm like leaning out the hallway still. I'm just sort of looking down there. I just see him just dying. I'm just like, good joke harmony.
There's like a bloody spray on the other side of the wall, on the other side of my door.
Oh, dearie me.
I think the best thing we can do for him is shred him up and put him in a can.
Push him out into space. He's just this can. Of coffee.
Coffee can.
Put him in a coffee can on the
Yeah,
mantle.
I think that's what the credits roll over. Like, there's a really sad aria playing for the credits instead of the normal closing theme, and it's just the can floating end over end in space.
Little bit of ash coming out because the lid wasn't really tied down.
yeah, it's not a very good can even. It's got like a hole in it.
Then after the credits, just like in memory of Eric Hizzle.
in loving memory of Can Man.
In loving memory of Matt Damon, who died playing Can Man.
Okay. I think that's a pretty good place to call it, to be honest, if you guys are up for that.
All right, yeah.
Can you can the can, man? He
Guys,
canned him.
Canned him. Yeah, he canned him.
Well, it is now canon that he's dead, so thank you.
Yeah.
So let's just do some shout outs.
I mean, when he was going towards Beckett Briggs, I was like, this dude's dead.
He's dead. Let's start off with Mr. Eugene. What up, sir? How you doing?
I can't, man. I just can't. I'm gonna miss him. He was with us for such a short time, but it's really wormed his way into my heart.
That doesn't seem like the
Yeah.
proper emote for ripping.
That's close. It is for Void Barons, to be fair.
Anyway, hi, I'm Eugene. You can find me at twitch.tv/Eugene. I'm a variety streamer. I play a lot of things. Currently working on some roguelikes and some RPGs and other such things. I think I'm going to be getting into the Surge tomorrow because, reasons and such like. Yeah, that's me.
Nice. Speaking about reasons and such, let's go on over to Mr. Toxodamus.
Hey, everybody. Rip Can Man. I was just really candid how he just died right there. It was crazy. I'm Toxodamus. You can find me on Twitch,
You
Twitter,
could
YouTube.
say
at
Beckett
Toxodamus.
Briggs took off his lid. Like no one's business.
Yes, you can. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm Tux. Find me in other places. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Orgy. That was a thing.
That was a thing. That
was a thing.
Oh yeah, I finally got to bang Blur. It took me 14 episodes, but we got there.
There we go.
Yeah, but
I always make it happen.
Now the next one, the next thing that needs to happen is we need to get Beckett Briggs to suck some D.
Yeah, we gotta work on that. That's mission number 2.
the only D that I'll suck is the God Emperors.
I think as my next job as GM is to make the Anquisitorium happen. So
Yeah, I think
working
that
on
works.
and we also got to bang the crap out of that elf lady.
That's true. We gotta kill Dark Eldar to get me some. What did you call it? Ancient space poos?
Elf
Yeah.
Call
Moon.
it ancient puss. If
Ancient
you're gonna get that ancient
Space
puss.
Elf Moon.
Ancient elf puss. All right. So next we have Mr. Floofnight. What up, sir? How you doing?
Rest in peace, Can Man. I knew him so little. He annoyed me so much.
Question: did you send him to Briggs to get him killed, or
No, when I was referring to the nice cans, I was talking about the twins,
The
Dutch
boobs.
twins.
Yeah,
of
no.
course.
Boobs.
I-
It was a boobs joke.
I knew what
And
you were
that's why.
doing. I knew what you were
Yes.
doing.
Henry caught on. Yeah.
See,
I
he
had-
didn't know that. He
No,
likes
no,
can.
see-
He liked cans.
No, no,
I
no.
know.
The person who murdered Can Man really is Harmony.
Yeah.
No, I mean you made that decision to take a
No, you
0
made a
to
choice.
1.
You did.
Look, it rolled within 10.
No,
Yeah, it was
you,
the end of the
you,
episode.
you could have let it go.
Yeah.
You could have
The die.
failed.
The God
I-
Emperor gave you the die of 0. He said, "It's up to you, my son," and you chose.
Yeah, and I
to
chose
kill
to
Kemet.
purge heresy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The important thing there is that you recognize that you made a choice.
To purge heresy.
Yes,
No.
but yeah. So now that the part of the ship inside of it is exploded, I probably had to fix that again.
Killed 3 people to cover up his heresy.
Yeah,
You have no proof of that.
it's true. True. This-
Technically speaking, it was also Briggs's fault. That part. Do you think you're going to be able to fix it, seeing as Briggs was responsible for it?
It's not the righteous hysteria, so maybe.
Okay, we'll have to find out next time.
Yeah, we'll find out next
I
time
was
if I'm
not-
able
I
to
am not
fix
responsible
this Solar Lady.
I can't
yeah.
be held tangentially responsible for everything my crew members blow up to hide from me.
We learned it from watching you.
You, Dad.
Yeah, I'm Floof. I'm currently streaming The Surge on the weekends. I do model kit builds. I'm finishing up Liger Zero Panzer. After that, I'm doing my first master grade, which is a step up from the default start ones that you mostly see. A little bigger, a little more detailed, a little harder to build. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. And last but not least, from the player side of things, we have Daddy Lord Killer himself, Mr. Dr. Wreckage. What up, sir?
Hi, everybody. Dr. Wreckage here. Sure do love role-playing games. Don't you? I do. Want to see more of them? Please join us on Thursday where I do the show Numenera. It's great. And we just got a brain in a jar in that show. And that's kind of like a can. That's kind of like a can man. Because it's a brain in a jar. Anyway. Yeah. Also, there's talk of maybe another Die Party show in the works. Not going to say anything, but we're talking about
Oh, no, we've mentioned what the possibilities are, so...
It's possible that we'll do a vampire thing. Maybe
You're really doing that Pony Finder game?
Pony Finder. No, we're not doing Pony Finder.
I, for one, would love to see a can enthusiast roleplay show. Just put in
What is the goal?
gather cans and get the best collection. It's
Yeah.
like Pokemon.
We had to
except
find the
for
legendary
worse.
gold can.
Yeah,
It's
we can
full of
play
the
Machine
best
Hearts where everyone wants to collect cans. And cans
I mean, wouldn't that just basically turn into either the GM handing out cans as he sees fit, or like just rolling on a table? And-
Yes, it sounds perfect to me.
Okay. Anyway.
So
Um,
yeah, we're looking at like Night City's going to come to an end next week, and we're going to replace it with probably a World of Darkness game. When we're tossing up between either Vampire the Masquerade, but what did you call it? Anarchs?
Dave makes the totally legitimate point that one of the things that is not always fun to do when you're playing vampire games is be under the oppressive hierarchical structure that usually occurs with vampires in that setting.
It's very political.
But there is a faction in Vampire the Masquerade that has overthrown their princes, and they're called the Anarchs. So you could play an Anarch campaign. We're just talking about this at this point. We're not really sure about anything. But theoretically, you could do an Anarch campaign and then not have to deal with, like, I'm the prince and you have to listen to me because I'm the prince.
Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the other one. The other one we're looking at is either Demon the Fallen or, Demon the Forsaken. Is it?
I just kind of mentioned that exists, and Dave was like, "That sounds interesting."
No, I've read the book. It seems good. And the other one is Hunter the Vigil. This is the other one we're looking at as well. They're the three.
Now I have to argue with chat. The Masquerade is not the system of oppression that princes use. The Masquerade is keeping vampires hidden from the public, and Anarchs still uphold the Masquerade. They don't, because they still have vested interests in human beings not knowing about vampires. What is different is that they don't have the princes and the justicars and the sheriffs and etc. that sort of enforce a tradition and age-based hierarchy.
Yeah. So you know what? We might even put this to a vote to see which one people want to see more, because right now, like, either seems really good to me, and depending on who participates, it'll probably be a different game. So
Maybe we could do, Dave. Here's a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know what you think about this. Maybe we could do just a stream where we talk about the benefits of the possible campaigns and see what maybe the audience
Sure, we can do that.
and the potential player and the players who would fill that time slot would be interested in.
Okay, we can do that. So look out for that in the future. And last but not least, we have our GM for the game, Daddy Space Bum.
Daddy Space Bomb here. Hello.
Hello.
They also call me Colonel Mustard, and
No, you can't take that name for yourself.
they call me Colonel Major Sergeant Private.
Sergeant
Can
Private Booty, reporting for booty duty.
I already miss Canman. I have to say he was very fun. But hey, who knows what will come
I had
next?
basically fucked off. Like, I was like, okay, the episode's over. Pretty much, like, they're not going to get back to me. And then all of a sudden I hear, you know who really likes cans? And I'm like, why are they killing this guy? My exact words.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But hey, you know, we've still got Hans, we've still got the twins, we've got Claw
Ship boy.
Chopper, we've got the ship boy, we've got the floating servo skulls.
Skeletons.
Yeah,
The servo skeleton.
the Skelos.
This is just going to be a campaign
Skeletor.
of you guys figuring out how to kill all the best NPCs against me by making me think they're heretics.
Yeah.
I mean, we managed
of course
to
we
save
do
Hans.
have. We do have probably next week. We'll have some certain Imperial guards coming in to grace the players with their presence. If you watched Frozen Barons, you may know who they are. And yeah, I'm Sheepdog on YouTube, Sheepdog Gaming. You can find me. I'm there.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching tonight's episode of Die Party Void Barons. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you didn't, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I guess you just don't like fun.
Yeah. Do you not like lizard orgies?
Try harder
Weirdos.
Who
next
doesn't
time.
like lizard orgies?
Honestly, what I would say is
In a can.
thank you for joining us. And if you didn't like it, then I'm really impressed that you stuck it out to the end to see if maybe you would change your mind.
There you go.
Like,
There's a bright side. There you go.
that's really open-minded that you stayed until the outro.
I like the idea
"God,
that someone came in. There's like, oh, this is just a boring Warhammer 40k. You know what? I'm gonna stay and watch. I'll give it to 2.5 hours, and then boom, lizard orgy. And they're like, I'm on board again.
All right, I'm in. I'm in.
Subscribe.
So anyway, guys, if you haven't already done so, consider following the channel. And if you're feeling real saucy, why not subscribe and get access to cocks that you can spread all over Twitch? That's right. You can use my cock to your nefarious means on other people's channels if you subscribe. They have some great emotes there, and we have a plan to get a lot more. In fact, you can see them all over on the Discord channel. With that in mind, tomorrow we have Board Games with Bitter Bros. I'm pretty sure we don't have a guest, so we're probably just going to play another episode of...
Something.
I mean, you can come on if you want, but you need a camera, bitch.
Oh, well, I don't have a webcam. They stole... It's gone, okay? It's gone. I don't have a webcam. I need to replace it. I can't just shit a webcam, Dave.
Science.
Yeah. But we'll probably play that game where we walked around the planet and we tried to find clues and shit. I don't know. That's
Eldritch Horror.
Eldritch Horror, yeah. Probably play that. And if you haven't already taken a look at the schedule, go check it out. It highlights everything that we've got planned. There's some big changes coming up pretty soon, within the next, week or so. I know more after today, 100%. Today is sort of like D-Day for me, for my future plans. So, I'll let everyone know when I know. Keep an eye out on Twitter or on the Discord if you want to find out more information about that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, a cloaca is still a hole. Good night.